Thank you for picking up the sticks. This is episode 152 and a half because these jokers are already talking about games before we even start hitting the record button.
Well, listen, you weren't here for the first part of it.
I missed a turn, all right, and I had to turn around. So that's why I was like 5 minutes late.
It could have been worse because I stopped and got iced tea and a candy bar, so I could have been here even earlier. We could have done the whole show off the air.
I'm Mike Carnett. To my right, it's Mike Steak Carnia.
What's going on?
To my left, Art E3. Who?
What?
I don't know.
What's E3?
I don't know exactly. What? Rosian. So, yeah.
I love the non-E3 week.
I was going to say, like, this really felt kind of like E3.
If they just could have done it between Friday and Sunday, it would have been great.
Well, yeah. I mean, well, even before E3, you know, let's say didn't exist. You know, I mean, even somebody like for the last couple, like they did this stuff way after. So like,
right.
It felt like kind of the same. It's kind of the same thing. Like Microsoft was in their same slot per usual, and you know, Ubisoft did a press conference from 2013, so it felt like E3.
Yep.
That's how I felt.
Yep.
We were just about to talk about Ubisoft right before we got on. It's like, shut up and hit the record button.
Oh, it totally felt. It's so funny. The way they stage they use is so tiny.
Oh,
it was so tiny. It felt like it did. I will say, in terms of that aspect of it,
yeah.
Yes, 100%. It was crazy.
And like there was like, I mean, there was like it was like they turned it on and it was so weird because they had like weird like. I also watched a bad stream of it. I think there was the first one I totally forgot it was even on, and I was like, oh crap! And the very first one I saw, I think it was GameSpot, and he kept like missing like audio and shit. Like it was really bad. Like it was a really bad. But like I mean that's not Ubisoft, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
But like then you know they showed the crowd and Phil Spencer's there, and there was like, hey, that's what the hell's her name? Athena, the wrestler. Oh, yeah. She's like in the front row, like hanging out. Like what's going on? But yeah, the whole thing just felt really weird to me. But I think we'll get into that a little bit later. So, you know, in the last week, Summer Game Fest has kicked off and wrapped up since last time we've gotten together here. So we had all kinds of press conferences or showcases now, I guess is what they're calling it. You know, we got Microsoft and the Summer Games Fest kickoff and things like that. So today what we're going to do is we're going to run down the biggest one, which we've all agreed is definitely Microsoft's, right? I think there's pretty much an agreement.
100%.
Wait, did EA do one?
Nope.
No. Capcom did one.
Did
yes, they did.
But
they did. I can tell you a lot about Expo Primal that I couldn't before.
I still have no desire to play it?
Do you wish you knew that much about Exo Primal?
No, because every time they show dinosaurs and they show this lady with pink hair, I'm like, you're so close. Just make the Dino Crisis game. Make the thing happen.
I was talking to my buddy, and I said, I think I have, no matter what they do, I have a vendetta against that game because it's not Dino Crisis.
That makes sense.
They're teasing me with it.
So what we're going to do today, we're actually going to do the full rundown of the Microsoft Showcase. There's so much to talk about in there, so that's definitely something we want to kick off on, specifically from last time when we just pooped on PlayStation the entire time. So we're going to get the other end of the coin here, I think. And then we brought some games that were shown in different Summer Games Fest things, and we're going to talk about them per our interests.
Yes.
That's pretty much... That's the show. We're not going. This is the news. This is the we're not really doing like the new games thing anymore because we're so all over the place. But we're still gonna do Steak. What you playing?
All right, here we go. All right, so Alone in the Dark. Speaking of showcases, Alone in the Dark had a showcase.
Yes.
It looks really good.
Yes, it does.
Really good.
Way exceeding my expectations.
100%.
And again, Alone in the Dark is like so up and down.
It's so all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, definitely down in modern times.
Yes.
They somehow even got like a movie, which is a whole separate thing. But this one looks really good.
It looks really good. And they released a demo for it, the prologue, basically. You kind of play a little bit of the intro parts of it. So I did go through that on the Series X. Played great, looked great. I jumped a couple times.
Oh.
I am fucking ready for it.
All right.
I am so ready for Alone in the Dark. Like, I am so pumped because as bad as that last game was, I got the 1,000 achievements on it because it was the first Alone in the Dark in forever. And I was so excited for it, and I was so mad that I was like, kind of a fuck you, I'm getting all the achievements. And I did it in like 2 days. That's another part of that. But no, this one I am legit just so excited. I think this is going to be really good.
Yeah.
I forget the release. They did say the release date. I forget what it is.
Sometime later this year.
I forgot to put
like
it
everything
down.
else.
Yeah. It's like September probably with everything else.
Between the first week of September and the third week of October, when everything is being released.
Yeah.
But, it's a new February.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. But super pumped for that. It was really good.
That's one of the many demos I downloaded and didn't play. But I'm going to.
Yeah.
That's because I finally. Well, when I talk about what I play, I finally finished something that I was like in the middle of, so I'm like, dipping my toe in a lot of different things. So like a demo is like perfect. That's all you can do is just dip your toe.
Nice. After that, I started playing a game mainly to get my daily achievements for Game Pass. But I am enjoying it. I'm taking my sweet time because I am doing it that way. But I am enjoying it. Planet of Lana.
I played that too.
Art style is fantastic. Very interesting. It's actually a lot more interesting than I anticipated it being. I thought at first, when I first started, I was like, yeah, all right, we'll see. I don't know if I'm gonna stick with this, but yeah, it is. I'm like I said, I've been using it as my daily achievement things, and then it's nice because it's like a 3.5 hour game roughly. So it's one of those things where every so often you get an achievement because you do some stuff and you get an achievement. It's like, oh, perfect break time. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yep.
Like so, yeah. But so I'm not finished with it yet. But some of the puzzles have stumped me a little bit. In there, but it's really cool.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I played all the way through. I finished it actually. I won't spoil it for you.
No.
But I mean, it plays just like the Inside and Limbo, side scrolling puzzles. You have the little bit difference in this one is you have a little companion animal. I don't know what it's like it's like
it's like one of the
shadow chinchilla.
I don't know.
Yeah. That's the best thing it could possibly be. I can best
and
describe
it's awesome.
it as. Yeah, Mui, M-U-I, Mui.
Yeah.
And you can like point him to different things. He'll kick a rope down for you, or just press a button for you, things like that.
Yeah.
Like I said, like the art. I love the art style. It has a very cool. It's most of it is very bright.
Yes.
Because it takes like the original character Lana is on like an island. So it's like the premise of the story is, you're on this island, like kind of it's I don't even know. I don't want to say they're not like indigenous people because they have more going on than that.
I was gonna say yeah. It's definitely more than that. It's kind of like an in between. Like,
yeah.
They're
like island folk. I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
So and like you're in this thing. All of a sudden these you can start seeing things falling out of the sky. And you don't know what the hell's going on, and then those things kind of come to life, and they're starting to snatch people and take them away.
Yeah,
including Lana's sister.
Right.
So that sets you off on your journey to go find your sister and find out what's going on along the way.
I love how they was yelling at each other.
Oh, it's so cool.
It's so neat. Yeah.
And you can you do the same thing with Mui, like the little animal. Like we call him over, and there's some really cool things too. Like because there are obviously bad guys you're avoiding. Is like your voice will change if you're by a villain or by a
start whispering.
Yeah, it's like Mui. Yeah, it's kind of it's a nice little touch.
Yeah, it is.
It definitely there's like it's not again. I hate to ever compare anything to Inside because like I said it was like it's a 3-hour game that took 7.5 years to make.
Yeah,
so like
sure.
The level of like precision and like it's insane there. Like this is definitely missing like those like perfectly timing jumping and it's missing those type of things. It can be a little bit sluggish I thought when I was controlling it
there.
but like I mean it didn't stop me it didn't prevent me from going on. No, it was a nice little game. I definitely enjoyed it.
Yeah,
it's definitely much brighter, definitely way brighter than Limbo and Inside. Way brighter. But it has some pretty gnarly enemies in there though too.
Oh yeah,
so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting through the rest of it. Like I said, I think I'm like an hour and a half-ish in, so I'm getting there.
Yeah, you probably get like I said like halfway.
Yeah.
They have the little. Have you found any of the hidden areas yet?
I found one.
Yeah,
I found one. Very cool.
Yeah, cool. I ended up finding like 4 or 5 of them along the way. I think there's 9 or 10.
Yeah, there's 10 of them. But
okay.
I found one just recently, so I'm thinking now I'm like. I think I've missed a few. Like
there is one level I think it has like 2 or 3 in it. Oh, so you may have not missed as many as you think. But like I think I literally think I got like the when you go, you find a secret area, you find a shrine, and it fills in a picture for you. Like, the shrine gives you a little bit of a carving that you see, and I think I literally got like the 3 or 4 important carvings I needed because I figured out what's going on. Like I don't even think I need the rest of them to figure out what happened. So it's neat. It's definitely a good game, and again, it's on Game Pass, so why not? Give it a spin.
That's right.
So yeah,
why not, Art?
Yep.
Planet of Lana.
It's totally not an art game, by the way.
No.
Doesn't sound like this. I'm sitting here silently.
Not at all.
I have nothing constructive to add to this conversation, so I'm just gonna.
Art would destroy his Xbox for playing this game. All right, let's see what else. All right, now let's get into the heavy hitters. So those were a couple of the smaller ones. So let's get into some heavy hitters I've been playing. Street Fighter 6.
Woo wee.
Man, it is so good.
I've almost bought that so many times.
Oh my god, it's so good. I had enough Amazon points to get it for free. So I was
very cool.
No hesitation there. It's so good. It's so good. It looks amazing. It plays fantastic. The story mode is awesome. It's so much fun. It's a fighting game RPG. Like, it's great. The characters are fun. I played with my buddy Joe online a little bit. Mm-hmm. Very cool. You actually guys can you can get multiple people into like a room, and like you all just like get lined up and then you can people can be battling each other, but we're all still in the same room. So we can spectate another. So if we're done with our match, but they're not done yet, we can go spectate it and stuff like that. So there's a lot of like really neat options in terms of that too.
How does that work? Is it like you're in the normal fighting view, but like in the background you see the other people fighting, or when everyone's fighting at once, not when you're spectating?
No, when you're spectating, you're just seeing like a normal screen.
Right.
The normal screen. When you're fighting, you're just seeing your fight. That's
okay.
It. So you don't see them fighting like in the background or anything like that, but you're in the same. It's just like in the same lobby, lobby.
Gotcha.
And then you see the matchups too, like on the screen, like who's fighting who, and all that kind of stuff. Okay. So it's really cool the way they did it.
I was saying when you're saying everyone can fight at once, I'm picturing like 6 people fighting, and like you can see them in the background.
Everybody was kung fu fighting.
Dude, that'd be awesome. That'd be amazing. that would be kind of neat. But no, it is cool. Like if there's 6 of us that want to play, like we could pair off, and then like I said, and then we wait until everyone's
like
done.
A hockey brawl.
Yeah, and then you can each join like different, because you join which slot you want to fight in and stuff like that. So you can like quickly switch between. Really, really cool, really neat. But like I said, looks fantastic. The story mode is awesome. Super, super enjoying it. Street Fighter 6 is awesome. Well, now we'll get into what Art and I have been discussing for quite a while here already.
The conversation's over.
The conversation's over. All right. So you should have been here a little while ago, everyone,
including me.
Yeah. But good old Diablo 4. It is fucking awesome. It is so much fun. It's dark as hell. It's cool. It runs fantastic.
It runs fantastic when the servers are cooperating.
Yes, 100%. I have had a few instances where my characters have been jumping around.
There's not like constant server problems, but every now and then you'll hit some lag. The first couple days there were some, login issues. Why are you staring at the screen?
It looks like it went backwards.
You went backwards?
Is it because you guys started talking about Diablo again? Like, we've already done this.
It's okay.
All right. Well, we'll just keep going here.
Cool.
So like the most annoying like server thing I had was like completed the campaign, completed the final boss battle, went outside to have a conversation with the people you're traveling with, and the servers just booted everybody.
Oh.
There was 3 of us in our party. Everyone got booted. I'm not sure if they were doing like a patch or something, and God forbid you have some kind of messaging system that says everyone's going to be booted in 30 minutes. Heads up. So, I mean, it's few and far between. It's not a constant thing. I haven't once had an issue with, like, queuing to log into the servers. It's always been less than a minute, which is good because the couple of betas they did, there was some lengthy queue times. So I'm glad to see that they spun up enough servers to handle everything. But, no, the gameplay's fun. It's, kind of your, build a skill tree out, and there's a lot of throw shit at the wall and see what sticks. Because I think I did a day where I respect my character like 5 times.
I also hear this, like, you can, like, even if like all 3 of your people have the same class, you can only have 3 completely different.
100%. Everyone like if we were all, like if we're actually all different classes, but if we were all sorcerers, we could all be different types of sorcerers, though. Like, and it would totally change completely the way the game's being played.
Right.
Let's pause for just one.
All right.
Time out.
Okay. All right.
I'm not talking first.
Okay. Good. All right, we're all good.
But you did talk first.
But you did.
I don't know. Maybe it's working. I don't know.
There we go. Now it's keeping up. That right.
Yeah. Okay.
It looks like it was recording fine, but the program was running behind.
Right.
That was weird.
You see how it gets like to the edge of the screen now, and it jumps. Before it was getting all the way to the edge and sitting there for a few seconds, and then it would.
Yeah, that's really weird because it usually keeps up with us. That's why I was like scared for a second.
Yeah. No. I was staring at it while you guys were talking about the game that I'll never play.
Yeah. My joke of 151 and a half almost came true. Right?
Yeah.
Diablo.
So Diablo. So I've completed the campaign. I'm in the end game stuff. The campaign it's really good. The cutscenes are phenomenal. Love the story they're telling there. Love the tone of the whole thing. It's like Stake said, very dark, as Diablo tends to be.
Well, that was the argument. That was the problem with supposedly with Diablo 3, though. Is that everyone was saying it wasn't dark enough, And I think that's why they went so extreme.
It wasn't metal enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm running around. It's one of those things we were talking to. Like when you play in a group, the enemy difficulty scales up as it should. But like you don't all have to be together. You can have 4 people in your group, and you can all be off in different parts of the world doing
completely different parts of the map.
Stake can be doing a side mission. Someone else can be doing a dungeon. One person can be managing their inventory. I can be doing a story mission.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. However, when you run into enemies and you're doing that, the enemy has the difficulty as if 4 people are there playing.
Okay.
So
naturally,
if you're doing something like that where you're not playing together, and I've run into this a couple times where I'm playing with buddies and like they're all doing different stuff, and like I hit a battle where I was getting my ass kicked, and I told him like, how do I kick you guys out of my game? Because this would probably be so much easier by myself.
Yeah.
Because like I'm a barbarian, and so
naturally.
Yeah. I was thinking about this in the drive over here. The barbarian's like the offensive lineman of this world. Yeah. You run in there, you shove your face into a pile of enemies, you start smashing things.
It's so true.
You let everyone else stand on the perimeter and do pretty stuff. But like usually, if I'm by myself, I can run into a group of enemies, do what's called your core attack, which for me is just like a sledgehammer slam, and I can wipe out most of that group as long as they're like the base level mobs. If I'm in a group with 3 or 4 people, I have to use that attack multiple times to wipe out these base level enemies because that's just how the scaling goes. Because in theory you have 4 people attacking the same group of enemies.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, if you're off, doing different things, like I said, get out of my game. Everyone leave. Go home.
So, I mean, both you guys clearly like this game.
Yes.
So, is this also like a hit in the Diablo community? Because they've been known to be
Oh yeah, 100%. But no. It seems like most people are enjoying it.
I'm not part of the community, so I couldn't tell you.
I don't know. Maybe you Googled something.
I mean, you still got lots of people who are they're giving Blizzard a very hard time about the microtransactions.
Okay.
But the microtransactions are pure.
It's all cosmetic.
Pure cosmetic. So again, it's one of those things. Yeah, sure, go ahead and bitch, but who cares?
Right.
Who cares? Like when it comes to like that type of microtransactions, who cares? If someone wants to spend $50 of real money on this cool costume, go right fucking ahead. I mean, it's just a costume. It doesn't do anything. It's literally just a transmog. So it doesn't give you. It just lets you pick that outfit. It doesn't do anything in terms of your stats or anything.
But it looks cool. I don't want to pay for it.
Right, exactly.
Well, right, that's what it is. And so a couple of them do look pretty awesome. Well, there's one for the sorcerer that looks like Katana, basically. From Mortal Kombat. I'm like, oh, that looks. I was eyeing that, and I was like, I pieced it out. I'm like, $20. I'm like, I paid $20 to look like Katana. Like, screw that. Well, I will say for a while there, surprisingly, the early access ran very smooth. Minus
once you got in.
So day one, everyone was getting login issues on PS5.
Okay.
So some on Series X as well. It was mostly a PS5 issue.
Well, Series X was getting login issues. PlayStation 5 was getting licensing issues.
Like as if you didn't buy the game. You didn't own the game.
That's not good.
So
it was a stupid workaround for it.
The workaround was to purchase something on the PSN, and then it worked. It could be free. We did discover that it could be something free.
So go in and purchase a PlayStation Plus game. Purchase a PlayStation Plus game for free.
The minute you did that, somehow it like reactivated.
It refreshed your licenses,
and then you were able to log in instantly. But if you didn't do that, you kept getting the license error.
That's hilarious.
It was crazy the first day. So that was wild.
It's funny because like when that started happening, I didn't get it. So knock on wood. But like. Like our friend Vegas, like he did it first. He's like, "Oh, there's this licensing issue. If you buy something for $2 and $2 worth of microtransaction credits, it bypasses it for you." And my immediate reaction was like, "Fuck that! I am not."
I think that was the exact thing I texted back. I said, "Fuck! I already spent how much for
early
access?"
Yeah, right. I paid $80 or $90 for this game. I'm not paying another $2 for what I already paid for to work.
Yeah. But once we got in.
Yeah.
That before the Tuesday release, it ran so incredibly smooth. Yeah. Like you said, there was like no queues. It was constantly online. It was awesome. Then Tuesday hit. Tuesday and Wednesday were a little shaky of that launch week, but at least for me, the queues were not super long. But I did hit a couple queues, and then I had a couple drops as well throughout. But other than that, it's been very smooth. Like I said, minus some servers just here and there where my character's kind of jumping around sometimes, or I'm hitting a button and it's not doing what I'm hitting. That got me aggravated the other night.
I've had that happen too, and it's really annoying with the Barbarian because if you press X, my guy just does like a two-handed slash. And if I hold it, he'll just keep doing it, which I need to do to recharge my. It's called Fury to use my special skills.
Okay.
So I run into a crowd, just hold the button down for a while, and I can start doing my special skills. I'll be sitting there holding the X button down, and I'm like, I don't hear the noise of the attacks or see numbers popping up. I'm like, what the?
What's going on?
So I'll take 2 steps out, hold down X, jump back in. But it's little things like that. There's also there's some quality of life stuff they could fix. Not game breaking, but like an ability to mark stuff as like favorites in your inventory, so you don't accidentally destroy it or sell it.
Or there's been a few times where I'm selling items and then the menu decides to flip back to the store and I accidentally purchase something.
I haven't had that one.
So it'd be nice if you had are you sure you want to purchase? That'd be nice. Because you just hit X and you just buy it. Some gold on that.
One of the things that really has really grinded my gears is like when you're looking at your inventory and what you have equipped, you can press triangle and it'll bring up a comparison.
Oh yeah.
And you press triangle once, it stays there. It doesn't stay there the next time you start the game up. And so it's the little thing, but gotta hit triangle again to get my compare up, and it'll stay there for the session. And it's the minorest of annoyances, but still, like if you're talking quality of life changes, it'd be nice if the stupid compare thing stayed up every time I went in my inventory if I turned it on.
Yeah.
I mean, there's other things too. There's so once you get past the campaign, or not even the campaign, once you get past rank up to level 50, they unlock something called Paragon boards, which is basically the next thing. Instead of skill points, you get Paragon points, and you can apply it to like little buffs. So, 5 strength, 5 intelligence, whatever. For your skills, so everything before level 50, you have the option to respec everything. So you'll pay however much gold and get all your points back, and you can start from scratch. Or you can do them one by one. If there's just one skill you want to get rid of, want to add a different one, you can take that skill point back for much less gold, put it on wherever you want, and it's fine. The Paragon boards do not have an option to respec all. So if you want to undo that, you have to undo each individual spot you've paid for, which sounds annoying. I haven't done it yet, but I respec my character like 7 times already. So I imagine I'm going to respec the Paragon boards because that's kind of how the game works. It's trial and error. You dump a bunch of points into this thing, see how it works out for you. It sucked. Let's go back to the drawing board. Let's try this again.
Oh, I did that one day with some of my magic. Oh my god, there was like a couple times where I was like, oh, the thing I currently have equipped gives me a boost for this spell. I don't have that spell at all, so let me go put some points in that and let me use it since it's, I get that advantage. Then I go and use it, and I'm like, this ain't worth it. Right. This sucks. Like I missed my old spell I had that I got rid of for this, and then I go back and I redo it. And there's one night I spent quite a bit like revamping.
I spent like a good chunk of a Sunday afternoon redoing my class. Like I would do it like just run out of the town, fight for a little bit. Like nope, this isn't it. Go back in. Respec everything. Some other complaints I've read about online are people saying like they wish you could save like almost like loadouts. So like
that'd be
nice. Let me save my skill tree and create a new one, and I can toggle back and forth between them when I'm not in combat type thing.
It'd be nice to have like at least like 2 sets or something. Yeah, that would be kind of nice. Yeah.
Some little stuff like that. I mean, there's quality of life changes they can make, but I think overall I really enjoy the game.
Yeah, no, 100%. They've done an amazing job with this, and Going to keep going. Like I said, I am way behind in the campaign. That's because most of the time when we were playing all together, that's the time I was able to play. So we were all playing together, and we were doing dungeons and all this other shit because there's so much to fucking do in this game, which is great. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, I was having I thoroughly enjoy playing in a group and everything like that. But now I've hit that point where I was like, all right, I've gone down a world tier. So I'm a little bit easier difficulty as well, because then also in that World 2 tier by yourself, it's kind of like a sponge for like some of these enemies. So I went down and I'm like, all right, I'm going to start chucking through this campaign at least so I can join back up and do the dungeons and endgame stuff, because that's the kind of stuff, it's fun to do in a group, and it's a really good time, honestly.
I just thought of my major annoyance with this game. So side missions. There's a billion side missions in this game. Every town you go to, there's like 7 side missions. You finish 1, 3 more pop up. You are limited to having 20 active side missions at a time. That is so goddamn annoying. Because when I go into some town that I'm never going to go to again, and there's a side mission, and I'm full, and I can't talk to that person and activate their side mission. That's like, I can't imagine playing something like, on this big of a scope. So I think like playing Grand Theft Auto, and you come across somebody and you can't activate their side mission because you already have 20 active.
Yeah, I can't even. Man, Red Dead would have broke for me.
Right, exactly. Right. And this one of those things.
You just collect the side missions, and I'll get to it when I get to it.
Right.
Like,
okay.
Or just I did that. Cool.
Yeah. I activated your side mission, but it's on the other side of the world. So you know what? It's in my queue. When I get over there, I'll deal with it.
I'll take care of it. Exactly.
But you can only have 20 at a time. If you try talking to someone,
that's crazy.
When you have 20, it just flat out denies you. Like, nope, you're at the max capacity for side missions.
Hopefully they'll fix that.
Which is really annoying, because I've spent like the last 2 nights playing the game, like just trying to go do side missions to clear out my queue so I can take more when I'm in a town. And like, it's what I said. Like, I finish a side mission, here's 2 more side missions right in your face. Well, I'm not going to not activate the side mission in front of my face, because that's what I'm trying to get past.
Right there,
So I'm still at 20, even though I've put like 8 hours into trying to clear side missions. And I've been clearing side missions, just getting more.
Yeah. No, it's So it's amazing. It's just something that's going to be ongoing.
Don't touch me, cat.
And then finally, we are 1 week away from the release. I have the shirt on right now. Final Fantasy 16 demo. I played through the demo. One night I played. I saw you 3 were on, and you started a party and everything, but I was balls deep in the demo, and oh man,
Excited?
Oh man, this has the potential. Just like so your save carries over. So this is the beginning of the game. It is the first 2-ish hours of the game that you're playing in the demo. It's awesome. It's so good.
Okay, let me ask you a question. At what point in the 2 hours or whatever did you get to the point where you're like, this is awesome?
Probably like...
When I hit new game, it was fucking awesome.
I was like, not counting that the first ridiculously long cutscene where Shiva and Titan are fighting.
That was a really cool fight.
It was
very cool. So I mean, and I really enjoyed that. Actually, after that area, like where you join as, you're playing as Clive, and you're in that with the Shiva and all that kind of stuff, and then you start. I'm assuming that you.
I played some.
Okay, did you get past the Titan Shiva stuff?
I got to like the tutorial
when you get to
beyond combat. Yeah.
Okay. Shortly after that,
is
when
I need to give it like another half hour then, because I went to the town, I did the tutorial, and like they're talking and stuff, and like I was looking at my phone and other shit at this point. Like if you can't keep my attention for like 30 minutes, that's a problem for me. And part of it is like I know that at least the setting that part was in, where it's like a medieval knights type stuff. That's really not my jam.
Sure.
So this whole game may not be for me, because it seems like that's kind of the setting. But like, you said like this is amazing, so I'm like, it's free. I gotta check this out. I like the remake stuff, and so I did that, the tutorial, and like the combat tutorial is fine. But like right after that, I'm like, and I turned it off because I'm like, this is not keeping my attention at all.
Yeah.
Like so I'm like, I just turned it off. So I need to jump back in and give it like another half hour or so.
Because that whole part like right after that tutorial and everything, the story gets. You start getting a better grasp of like kind of what's going on.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, it does get a little more interesting. It's like, okay, this is cool.
Right.
But then when you set off right after after you finish like a little bit of stuff in the town, and you set off to your first area after that, that's when it really like kicks into gear.
Okay.
And it's like,
All right.
okay. And then you get past that first area, and then I'm like, oh, this is probably the end of the demo. It's not. And it gets awesome. Like, really awesome.
You said the whole thing's like 2 hours, right?
Yeah, it's about 2.5 hours, I'd say.
Maybe I'll just try to power through the demo if it's only 2 hours. But
dude, do it. Honestly, if you still are not into it, you probably won't get into it then. Like, I have that feeling like it's just because like this, it sets up the game just like I cannot wait to jump back in next week. Like, it's going to be so awesome. And then after you complete that, you do unlock another part of the demo, which is later in the game. And they say though it's like, oh, this is we've changed it for like the demo purposes of like the story and stuff like that. But the way it plays out is a little pretty like flat out. Like, I'm like, no, I have a feeling this is how it's going to be in the game. Like, like the way I'm playing it, I'm like, if you change this for like just the demo, I'm like, how are you going to change this back? How are you going to modify this? Because this is cool. Like, this is really neat. Because it basically then lets
we're going to show you something that's awesome and take it away.
Because then it lets you get into like how you switch between like different magics and stuff like that. That's what that part. Because it wants you to see like, okay. Because all the early parts of the demo is like, okay, it's very simple, the combat kind of, where that part
square to slash, circle to
which
dash.
It doesn't get too much more but it gets a little more complicated, and they wanted you to see that. Like, they were like, no, well, we want to give you this, and that's like another hour and a half.
Oh, Jesus.
And like it's story based too, so like you going through it and everything. So I went through that same night.
Let me
through that whole thing.
Let me get through these first 2 hours and see if this is going to stick before I jump into another hour and a half.
Yeah. So, yeah, well, that's the nice thing. Like I said, that unlocks after the fact. But I am so pumped. This has, in my opinion, from just that alone, has the potential to be one of the best in this year, in all of Final Fantasies.
So, no, they had that press, you got a chance to play it for like hours, not that long ago, and they all were glowing about it. So, that's, hopefully you're right.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Art.
We talked about the things I played.
Yeah,
Diablo and the Final Fantasy thing are all I played.
Right.
Diablo's been like 50 hours of Diablo, but
so you have nothing else either.
I got nothing else. No.
All right. I don't have a ton more either. Talk about Planet of Lana already. Lana finished.
I'll never not hear the name Lana and think of Archer.
Finished Burning Shores, Horizon Burning Shores. It's the there is. It's like it's so weird because it's like, again, it's a whole new area, and when you're flying your bird, and you can like, if you like get off the map, like we're gonna load you into back to the main map, and it just loads you into the main map, which is kind of cool. Like it's like neat. So like you still have like that connected tissue. So if you do want to go back to the main island, you can. So it doesn't like lock you out, which is
with
cool.
the bird.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, you just you take the bird, and basically turns into like a loading screen. Like it's like a load. No, I mean, you remember how fast Horizon loaded?
Oh
right?
Yeah, it's super fast.
It's the same thing. So, it loaded that shit right up.
Gotcha.
Also, I was unaware. I don't know. At some point, they added a new collectible to the game.
Oh.
So I thought I had everything done. I'm looking through the collectible list. I'm like, there's 3 question marks there, and they're not on the map. Like I looked it up. I ended up looking at this one because like it was literally the last thing I did. I beat the game. I beat the DLC. Got the couple DLC collectibles. Got like the 2 or 3 trophies I needed to get 100% on that too. I was like, what the fuck? What is this? Yeah, it's a neat one. It's not on the map at all. So you literally have to like come across these 3 things, and it's a neat little Easter eggy thing. It's cool. And you get a cool little face paint when you're all said and done with it.
Nice.
But back to Burning Shores itself, it did some really different. It did some really cool different stuff. Like they didn't have a feel of like the main game. Like the last boss did not feel like at all like the main game last boss at all.
Okay.
It was new. It was unique. It was cool. It was different. Aloy has there's more like Aloy focused story piece of it too. I don't know if you saw any of the Discord of the story at all.
Not really.
I'll spare you details. But like she now has more skin in the game with the impending event that's going to happen presumably in the next game. But really try not to spoil anything here. So that is.
Is there an impending event that's different than the end of the main game pending event?
No, but she has something new happening to her.
Right. Okay.
That makes that more interesting.
Gotcha. Okay.
That was the thing. That was the thing we talked about with when I finished Forbidden West. It was just like, I love the game, still love this game, but Aloy is kind of like just the vehicle for doing everything, right? She actually has a little something more going on in this DLC, which was really neat. Yeah, I mean, it's neat. Like, you know, we have in the Forbidden West, they have the Quen, like they crash landed basically on like the far west coast of San Francisco, and then the other half of the Quen ship is where this new location is in the Hollywood section.
Okay,
so that's kind of like the connecting fiber between the two. Yeah, it was. I mean, they added really three new Robo Dino guys. One is like a big bullfrog, which is that guy is nuts, and he has these little flies that he can eat, and like, but those flies also come after you. So like, and they come in like kind of like in swarms. Like there was like 7, 8, 9 of them all at once.
Oh, I hate flying enemies.
But like, just get some electricity arrows on them, and they blow up each other, and it's a beautiful electronic explosion. It's very cool.
Synergy.
And then there is a, I guess kind of like a pelican is the best way to put it. It's another flying mount, but this one can actually go underwater too. So you can actually dive underwater, ride it underwater, and come back up afterwards, and that's pretty neat.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So they have some cool new things in here. The story really does take like 6 hours. I probably played more like 11 because that's how I am. There's like 2 or 3 different side missions. There was one point, like, you know, I did the main mission, and that opened up a new outposts. Remember, like from the main game, where you clear out the outposts from where the bad guys were.
Yep.
And I found them, and I go back to like the main story, like, oh, you know, it looks like they still have some stragglers out in the outpost. And Aloy just goes, yeah, I already took care of all those. Like, it's just like all right, well,
nice.
That's good.
Nice.
I guess I got them all already. Cool. So that's how much like wandering around I did in it. Some really cool new locations too. They have another what do they call those things where you take over the cauldrons? They have a new cauldron in there that has some unique mechanics that weren't in the other ones. So I mean, does
that allow you then to override the new?
Yes. Yeah, there's that, and then but they're like in like the process of doing it because there's been some volcanic activity in the burning. That's why they call the Burning Shores, because there's some volcanic activity in there, and they play around with a little bit of that in that. Really cool stuff. They give you new abilities too. I wasn't anticipating. Like there's a new energy shield that you can like place down, kind of like Overwatch style, and they have like the big clear shield in front of you, so you can shoot through it, but they can't shoot you. You can do like the grappling hook. You can use a grappling hook as like an offense type of piece too. Like when you knock down an enemy, you can zip to them and like give them like a really big like critical strike. That's a new piece. There was more than I anticipated, to be honest, when I got into it.
Interesting.
I still like. I mean, I was like, oh man, I should probably use my 21 skill points I haven't used yet. You know.
What is with people like you? I don't get how people do that. Like, if you play a game, you get a skill point, you don't just go use it right away.
I'm on to the next thing.
It's another. It's a Diablo issue I've been having.
But
people I'm playing with like, oh, I got these 8 skill points to use. How the fuck can you use 8 skill points? It's like 2 days worth of activity.
I might have one that I got like an hour ago, but I still have just one. Like,
well, it was like when I can. Sorry, in Horizons, like I finished a story mission and leveled up to the same point, so now I have like 7 all of a sudden. And it's just like I don't even think about it because I'm like whooping everyone's ass still. The level cap goes up to they have the level cap is 60, but then you can even level up beyond. Like that's the last time you get anything new, but you can still level up beyond that. And they call it like ghost levels.
Okay. And
you can still get more skill points if you still have some you haven't used yet or whatever it is. So yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. I think it did progress the story. It progressed the story on a more minor level. Like I really can't see anything of the big picture stuff going into the next game, except for one piece of it might go into it. Got to hear Lance Reddick again, who just passed away recently, who was Silent. It was like the first,
which is interesting for what they're going to do with the next one. If they're just going to recast him with someone who sounds similar or what, because he was kind of a key in what they were doing at the end of the main game.
Probably.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the
I haven't finished it, but if he's that much of a key, I'm sure they'll recast.
He's
someone close.
Just do a voice AI.
Oh, there you go.
Is that like
as long as it's a state's cool with
that? Is that like the Tupac holograms? It's just with voice now.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
More or less. But yeah, I mean, at the end, I'm not gonna spoil what happened, but at the very end of the DLC, like he is figuring something out, and then like doors close on him as he's like working on something, and that's it. So I'm assuming they got more plans for him, his character at least. But I mean, who the hell knows? The next game is God knows how far away. But yeah, I mean, it was worth my time and money. I mean,
that's good.
So
that's good.
That's really all you can ask for.
At some point, I mean, I think, especially Art, I think you should definitely jump into it at some point.
Yeah, for me, the hard part is just like relearning the controls in that game and like the combat. Whatever combat flow I was using, and B, it's like I said, like even what was the Frozen Wilds, was that the
Frozen Wilds.
Like I never went back and played that. Like those, they put them out the DLCs so far after the original game comes out that it's like I said, like I've finished that story and I've moved on.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, when I downloaded the DLC and jumped into it for the first time, before I even activated the DLC, because you have a conversation that you started off with. I like ran around for like a good hour just to like relearn, but like I said, how to use the grappling hook, how to heal, like how to refill my healing, and just like all the little stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, it didn't take me too long to get back into the flow of it.
I almost feel like when they do like a DLC like that comes out like so far after the base game came out, that they should like run you through a tutorial again for like the first half hour, or at least give you an option. Like,
yeah, right.
Hey, do you want to go to the training ground here and refresh on some things?
Yeah,
because the Horizon games too, like it's a pretty unique control structure. It's not. It's not like a lot of FPS games where they all have the same basic control structure and maybe your face buttons do something a little bit different, or you jump into an FPS and you press circle and it doesn't crouch and now you know what the hell's going on. So yeah, I mean, selfish request would be to do something like that. But I mean, like you said, you can always just jump in and fuck around in the open world and find out, figure it out.
I would at least recommend watching the story online, just because, especially before the next one comes out, because it makes things a little more interesting going forward.
It's one of those things where like I'm not going to actively go and seek it out, but maybe if I catch it like on a sale at the right time where I got nothing else that's really drawing me in.
There's no time. There is no time.
Hey, listen.
There's no time.
Everyone always says there's no time, and then shit always gets delayed. Then time becomes available, where I'm just sitting there playing Rainbow Six for months on end.
Oh, Art, stop it.
There's no time.
Oh, what else?
Allegedly.
Oh, I started playing another weirdo game called Dragun, Dragun, something like that. Walking sim. It's very
Mike, you got it.
Yeah, like your sister is missing. She sends you a note from like a weird European town, so you decide to go there with another character that I don't know what your relation is to her yet. I've been playing for 2 hours. I don't know. And she's with you the whole time.
You have no fucking clue.
Yeah, no. But when you go to this town, and the town is like completely deserted. Like there's no one there. They have signs that like, they have some... They used to have like a mining company there, and you're supposed to be staying in this person's house, so you're kind of like exploring their house and learning about the town at the same time, because they're like the big wigs in town. But like you can find some things happen recently, like a young girl just recently died. You find a church, and the church has a bunch of graves that look fairly recent, but no one's there at all. No one's there at all. And last thing I did, I came across a body that was hanging in a tree. So I don't know what the hell's going on. I know it's very short, so I got to be getting to some answers soon.
You think?
I think. I keep finding pieces of. I found like my sister's hat and my sister's scarf. This is like set in like 1928, by the way. So it's like Mike game for sure, no doubt about it. So
fair.
It's short and weird and easy breezy walking sim. By the time we're done, I'm sure I'll have it done. So I'll tell you what I find. Tell you what Lissy, her name is Lissy. I'll tell you what Lissy's relationship to my character is. I have no idea. Playing some more WWE, making assets for the draft. Oh yeah, I've already started.
Yes,
it's good stuff.
Yes.
It's gonna be a shame when you at the end of the month and you realize you're gonna pivot to AEW for the draft.
No, because you can't have 8 player fights in that. I already checked.
That's right. I think the most you can do is 4.
Yes, you can only do 4.
Did you guys both pre-order it yet?
Nope.
I'm thinking about it though, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm waiting to see reviews.
So the thing, the more and more I see about it, the more I like it.
Yeah, it looks good.
And it's not. I mean, WWE is definitely more of a sim, right?
Oh yeah,
and this, but this is like letting you have skateboards and throw people into the screen and the screen explodes.
I saw a very bloody screenshot.
I was exploding barbed wire matches.
I was really excited watching a bunch of videos. And I really got turned off by someone just skateboarding around the arena and spinning and jumping and hitting people.
Happen all the time. It's Darby Allin, man. What are you gonna do?
It's not. The video just saw like anyone could pull a skateboard out from under the ring and do that.
I know. You know what? It is supposed to be arcadey. I think. Ultimately, where it comes down.
It's totally what they're going for. Absolutely.
The only the couple things that are again, the game's not out yet, and they haven't even released a full roster yet. So like that's one of those.
They haven't released the full roster yet, and like they're not even making announcements on it. Like people are picking apart videos they're showing and be like, "Oh, we didn't know that guy was in the game before. We didn't know that guy was in the game before."
Yep.
And but they just have one about showing like the crazy shit you can do off ladders and like I just feel like it's gonna be a good time. I don't know how long it's gonna last. You know what I mean? But I have a little bit of that feeling, but I mean, shit. I also feel like I owe AEW some money because I've not given them a dime because I've been watching the stuff on the TNT app and TBS app and shit like that. I feel like maybe I should.
They really need to put that on Max.
Well, they got their new behind the scenes shows on there now.
Yeah,
I saw that. I'm just saying there's hope. Is what I'm saying.
I want to see wrestling. I don't care about. Can I see locker room brawls been behind the scenes? Because if not,
no, probably not.
Hey, Owen Hart's in the game.
He is.
That's pretty awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. No. Last night after I got bored and was scrolling through my phone while trying to play the Final Fantasy demo, I pulled up YouTube on my TV and was looking through videos of the AEW game, and I'm thinking what we discussed last time. I need to know for sure which engine it is, if it's SmackDown or the old like N64 games, which I think looking at it more and more, it's the old N64 games, which is
I think so.
Fantastic. If it's that, they're 95% of the way to get my money. I don't know what would make up the last 5%, but hearing what the character creation suite is would be nice.
Yeah, and they're doing like I remember back in the No Mercy days too that they had like that store where you would go in and you would buy things.
Oh, yeah.
Which
it seems like they're doing a lot of that too.
They do have that. I've seen that in videos, and I know back in the No Mercy days it was like you would unlock uniforms, you would unlock body types and moves. I'm fine with that. I will grind through the game and unlock every goddamn thing if it gives me basically the level of creation you had back in those games where you have these moves from guys who aren't even in your company, but they're wrestling moves and you can make whoever you want. Even better if there's a way to download other people's creations, which there should be in this day and age, but who the hell knows?
I just don't know how. I mean, shit. I'll tell you but also like 2K is like that shit fucking breaks. Everything all the time.
Right.
Yeah, and they have a shit ton of money. So like it's one of the I don't know. But like diving into the 2K like creation suite too, I'm finding all kinds of wrestlers. Like they have all. I mean, they have like just full on like just people. Not only people that have been in WWE, like they have like just like Kenny Omega's in that game.
Yeah.
If you just click the right buttons, Kenny Omega's in your game.
Yeah.
Like it's.
Yeah, no, and that's something that I'm glad is still a thing and has not turned into like lawsuit central. Like, oh, you're doing it's not like NCAA football. It's that guy's likeness. You can't like that makes me happy that's Well, it's in that game, Fire Pro. Mm-hmm. You can download people's creations, and you get every wrestler in the world. So yeah, I'm hoping there's a way to download things because I remember creating all the wrestlers back in the No Mercy days, and I only had that kind of time.
I kept out the slots.
Right,
I couldn't put anybody else in there.
Yeah, everyone did, and it was like if you want to get someone new, you got to delete somebody else you got, and I don't have the time to create all those people manually. So if there's a way I can just download stuff from people who do have that time, that'd be awesome. But yeah, like once I get like 100% confirmation that like this is No Mercy game controls, 95% of the way to have my money. Not the other thing that they haven't really announced. They've talked about it, and there's a version of the game you can buy that comes with the season pass. Like what is your season pass plan? How many character packages is it going to include? Is it 3 months or is it a year? What am I paying? How much does it cost for each pack?
Yeah.
Which I think the prices have kind of been leaked from the Nintendo eShop.
Well, yeah, because it's $80 for the for the
It's
full
$80
thing,
for the
right?
full thing.
Yeah.
There's a 10% discount on if you have PlayStation
on
Plus.
PlayStation Plus right now. Yeah.
I'm not sure.
For pre-order.
I'm not sure if there's a discount on Xbox.
Yeah, I honestly haven't looked. I'm not sure. Yeah.
What were you saying about pre-order?
I think they had the same 10% discount on the Xbox. I think.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, there's the pre-order bonus of 2 different Matt Hardys. Regular Matt Hardy and whatever the other Matt Hardy is.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name.
Broken?
Broken, something like that.
I was like, because I was like, that was the nice thing about 2K. You know, with 2K, with WWE, there is that before the game's even out, they already all right. Well, here's our roadmap. Like, so if you do spend all this extra money, here's what you're going to be getting.
They've announced 3 DLC packs already. Which is that what you're considering the season? Like, that's what I want to know. Like, is that the season or?
Right. Yeah, I don't know.
It's also like, is this a platform or is this, the first game and then 2.5 years from now we're gonna have another game, Fight Forever?
I don't think it's gonna be every year like WWE.
No,
I do
no
not.
way.
God no. I'm thinking like every. I wouldn't be surprised if AEW keeps doing what they're doing. Of course, too. I would say every like 2 to 3 years.
I said they've said the plan is to not put out a game repeatedly and just release more content for this game.
That would be great.
That's great.
Sad.
That's great. Because I mean, and then if that's the case, then that's that first season. Like you get all that stuff, and then it's like, okay, now here it is. Like, okay, that was done because that game's coming out. So it's end of June, right?
June 28th or 29th or something.
So let's say
Right
that runs through the end of the year. Then January. All right, you want a new one? Here's another $30 here for season 2, and here's all this stuff.
Here's what you're getting at.
Yeah, I hopefully they do something like that. Because I want more games. I wish more games would do.
Yeah, it's like especially with wrestling because shit changes so much.
Absolutely,
because it's
only a matter of time before they got to pull CM Punk out of the game. Like, I mean,
no, he's back. He's gonna be back. He's back tomorrow, Saturday.
Well, how long is that gonna last though? This time
doesn't matter. He's licensed for the game.
Yeah, that's true.
So is Cody Rhodes.
It's part of the core game.
They pulled them off the cover, but
they didn't know if he was still gonna be employed or not.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
What were we talking about?
I think that's my last game.
So we were talking about WWE and draft. I mentioned AEW.
Last thing I'll talk about is like they just patched it again. They just had like their 3rd DLC thing drop, and their creator entrance thing is still jacked up. So I'm trying to make some cool entrances for you guys. I am trying. They're okay. They're not. My imagination is being limited by the shit that's still broken.
Have they added the new belts yet to the game?
No.
Have people created the new belts to put in the game?
Oh, of course.
The second Triple H unfurled it. It's like people were like, yeah, people were making them.
We got this
high quality screenshot. Here you go.
For real, it's really wild. And like people have figured out how to change. People have gone nuts with this thing, and since like the downloads are multi-platform, people are doing crazy shit on PC. Right, and I can download it on Xbox.
Oh yeah.
So people made like a floor's lava match, where it's like the ring is surrounded by lava, and it's over the top rope, and you go out.
That's awesome.
You have like the crooked entrance way too, where it's like you come out and they figured that out.
Wow, that's crazy. That's cool.
They have all kinds of. They have giant steel cage, barbed wire shit, like stuff that is not anywhere near this game. I don't know how the hell these guys are doing this, but people are going off the deep end on this one, which is really cool stuff. But yeah, that's troublesome. I wish I could do what I want to do, especially for someone who's wearing the belt. I am super limited on what I can do. If I want you to come out with the belt,
that's disappointing.
Which of course I do.
Of course, I need the belt.
I know.
That's disappointing though.
So it is.
I can do my own entrance live.
You can do whatever you want, champ.
No fog machines.
Oh, come on.
Next thing you know, the fire department's outside.
While the fire department's outside, I'm there just slamming beers.
So at one point, I forget where we were, but we got some fireworks, and one of them was like a smoke bomb. And we figured it's like a whatever thing.
Yeah.
It was not only was it a smoke bomb that was like just blotted out the sun, it was also black. So it really looked like something was on fire in my house.
That's amazing.
No one showed up. So as long as you don't make it any worse than that, you'll be fine.
Awesome.
Your backyard looked like there was an oil fire going on.
It was so dark. It was so, and I was just like, and it was like, oh man, all right, no more of those guys.
That's awesome.
All right, Summer Game Fest.
Yes.
So, like I said, we're gonna go over like the Microsoft one. Do you want to do that first, or do you want to talk about other things first? Because the Microsoft one has a lot in it that I want to talk about.
Let's do that first.
Microsoft.
Let's go through Microsoft first, and then we can go through the other stuff from the other stuff.
Cool.
The other stuff from the other.
The other stuff from the other stuff.
All right. So Xbox Showcase 2023, and I only do the regular one. I didn't grab the extended stuff.
That's fine.
There was some other stuff from there, but it wasn't. There's some cool stuff, but not much. All right. So we kick things off right away. Xbox coming in with that hard punch with Fable, showing us Fable. We should have some in-game content. So it was actually it was nice to see in-game because as we're it's a staged in-game, but it is in-game. And there was a few times when you could clearly see that I feel like that was actual, like legit. Mm-hmm. This is what it's gonna gameplay. It's good. It's gonna look like.
So a trend throughout all this, especially with their first party stuff, not counting the Starfield stuff at the end.
Yeah.
I feel like we're getting to a point where the high quality video games coming, they have money and resources thrown from the big first party studios. The gameplay can look so good that it's hard to tell a difference between what's gameplay and what's like a cutscene or something rendered in engine. So I wish they would have been more clear across the board on what's gameplay. Like, show me the HUD on the screen when it's gameplay, so I know, like, okay, that you're throwing the fireball there. That's gameplay. Right. That's what it's going to look like.
I mean, that was clearly that part was clearly gameplay.
Right,
it was.
But I wish there was more like, I don't have to assume this is gameplay, and like, we'll talk about it later. But like the Hellblade stuff, like the original game already looked good. We know it's going to look great from what they've shown previously. Like, I didn't know. I'm sure some of that, if not all of it, was gameplay. I don't know which part was, which part wasn't, and it's like, cool. This is all in engine. But what's going to look like when I'm playing? Like, it may look exactly like this, but like, I'd rather not assume or question. Like, is this it? Is it not? Yeah. And that's one of those things. I think Aaron Greenberg from Xbox like kind of came out and like threw a jab at PlayStation after there was like, everything we show is going to be in engine.
Yeah.
Like, okay, cool. You can make awesome cutscenes in engine that look just like the CGI stuff, but like the gameplay where someone's controlling the player is what I'm like most curious about and all that stuff.
Absolutely. But I was So this one though, they were very clear right away, like at least the in-game footage or whatever. So, but I mean, of course, no date, no surprise.
That game is not coming out anywhere.
2025 earliest. Yeah, honestly.
I mean, I'm happy to see it. I'm glad it 100%, exists.
100%.
It looked cool.
This is the beginning of us seeing more.
I agree.
Again, kind of jumping ahead, but like I feel like that was like my big takeaway from like the whole Xbox thing was like, they've bought all these studios like 3 years ago,
right?
And like they told us they're working on all these projects, and we finally got to see some of it.
Finally, yeah,
which was great. Like obviously more information, more precise, dates and crap like that would have been better. But like starting to see some of what they've like mentioned 2 years ago and haven't said a peep about since,
right?
Which is good.
Absolutely. So yeah. But what a way to kick off the show.
I
mean? Like right away, it's like, all right, here we go. Yeah, we're going.
Yeah, let's get this nonsense over with. Yeah. Fable's here.
Yeah. And that one, I'm glad they did it first because they started teasing it very blatantly ahead of the event. Yeah.
100%.
I don't know if Jeff Grubb was put up something about like people like if it's not there, like Microsoft's doing something really dumb. Yeah. And I said like if I'm gonna ruin my house by putting glitter all over it.
Well, hey, you know what?
And it no shows.
Listen, sir, if I have Microsoft money, I could pay someone to come in and clean up that glitter. God, that's not my problem.
Yeah. All right.
Maybe I work for Microsoft and my house just needs a good cleaning, so I'm gonna throw some fucking glitter in there and bill it to the company.
On the controllers and on their keyboard.
It was literally everywhere. It was insane. It was insane. It was insane. It's still in the crevices. It's everywhere. It's everywhere.
You're going to find
that house down.
For months, you're going to be finding that stuff.
The fire would be glittery.
You're going to get new furniture, and there's going to be glitter in the furniture.
What are they doing?
Oh, yeah. So after that big punch, we just keep going. We keep going with the Xbox first party studios. Another studio that everyone's like, what the hell are they doing? Compulsion Games. South of Midnight. Now, this one was an in-engine trailer. So we really didn't see anything, honestly. But the visuals were amazing.
Great tone.
Whoever that clearly you're playing as the girl. That's going to be the main character. She seems awesome just from the few things she said. Seems like a really cool person. I can't wait to see more of that game. I cannot wait.
Yeah, I totally agree. And her little like string weapon is like that's the little thing she spun. I've seen those before too. That's like how they like actually like make like yarn and things like that. So it looks like she's gonna be doing, God knows what.
Yeah, right. We have no idea.
But like, but like, just like the possibilities are.
Oh my God,
endless. So no, I love the tone. Super interesting. Definitely an eye catcher.
I'm thinking like 26 on that one because that's the first time we saw anything.
Yeah.
After that, keep punching away. This time they're like, you know what? Let's go third party. Let's go third party this time. We got a brand new Star Wars games coming out. Star Wars Outlaws from Ubisoft Massive Studios, coming in 2024 with the gameplay shown the next day.
Yeah,
and the gameplay was awesome.
Yes, open world Star Wars game.
Yes,
please.
Yes.
I still have not played the new Jedi Survivor.
I really need to get into it.
I've heard good things.
I've heard good things
heard
too.
very good
I
things.
just haven't.
I've enjoyed a little bit.
I played Resident Evil. I played Resident Evil 4 for 3 hours for 3 months, I should say.
Almost makes me wish I was in the Star Wars a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's like my relationship with Star Wars is fine. It's fine. It's not great, but it's fine. But like, I'm in for a good game, and like something like that, and that time period between Empire and Jedi is like okay, that's neat.
That's really cool. There's gonna be some really awesome connections there.
Yes.
There are gonna be some awesome connections.
So like,
playing some mercenary. That's cool. Like, so that's a nice change of pace.
You're just like you're just a person. It seems like so far is There's definitely some really cool, interesting stuff going on there.
Absolutely.
And gameplay looked fun too, like you said.
It did. It looked good. I thought it looked very good.
A little companion animal.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Visually looked fantastic.
Oh, yeah. Oof.
I'm really, and we'll get into this much later. I'm very much digging Massive Studios from Ubisoft, very much. So then after that, Sarah Bond came out and said, "Yay, look at us,
gamers!
Now let's go." Doing her little rah-rah, which she always does very well. And then we get into a game from the creators of Spiritfarer, which everyone says is incredible. I never played it. Everyone says it's incredible. Game called 33 Immortals. It is a 33-player co-op Hades type game coming in 2024. Day one on Game Pass.
That one blew my mind.
It looked wild.
Yeah, it's like I don't know how y'all are gonna keep up. Y'all look the same. So yeah, I mean, especially art. Like, how the fuck would you tell the difference between those people? You won't. You don't.
Nope. Nope. That's one of those things where, from a very, very selfish perspective, I looked at it and I'm like, can't do it. Just even if I wanted to, I can't. Unless there's a way for me to put some kind of like white aura outline around my specific guy.
Oh yeah.
That'd be smart.
No, can't do it.
I mean, accessibility options have come quite a while.
More and more games are including them for colorblindness.
Yeah, I would assume that they are working on it because I mean, especially
something like that.
Yes, exactly.
Oh my
Maybe
God,
I'll reach out and offer my skills as a consultant.
But I'll definitely give that a go. Game Pass. After that, we got what everyone's been waiting for. Payday 3 was announced, coming out.
Got my attention.
September 21st. And day one on Game Pass.
There you go.
Looks like more Payday, with some some obviously newly added things, and I'm all for it. I love the Payday games, yes. And the fact that I can play it on Game Pass is fantastic.
Super excited about that.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna have 45 DLCs afterwards. I can have to pay for, but
right.
But at least it's gonna be great for those first.
I was saying, the first handful of months when that's the whole game.
That's gonna be great. After that, we've got what would have been amazing if Atlas didn't leak this early.
Yeah.
Persona 3 Reloaded. This is the remake of Persona 3 coming in 2024. Day one to Game Pass.
They didn't show any suicides in that. I wonder if they're gonna change that or not.
I'm curious. Or if
you
that was just
what?
Do you know about that?
No.
So three.
It's an Atlas game, right? No, I don't know about
it. So 3, when they summon their persona, they shoot themselves with a gun.
So
yeah,
I'm curious
to
keep that
right straight in the brain.
Yeah.
Shoot, and then the persona comes out and does what they need to do.
So I'm curious to see if
they do change.
Because it was not in the trailer at all.
No, that's a good point. That didn't even cross my mind.
That's the first thing I thought of.
That's crazy.
What do they rate it? M?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be M. I mean,
I think it was original.
Persona games M. Yeah. I mean, language and sex and all that good stuff's in there. The interesting thing too is it does not include the female protagonists, so it doesn't include the FES or portable stuff, which is very interesting because I just went through portable recently on Game Pass, so it's gonna be interesting to go. But it's still gonna be, I'm still gonna go through it anyways, just because it's like now upscale, like Persona 5-ish style and everything now. So after that, we got back into our Microsoft first party studios. Vegas, I'm busy. All right.
Same.
Diablo. We get back to the Xbox first party studio games, and a game that they showed off in the very first Xbox showcase for the Series X. Avowed has made its way back, coming in 2024, and it looks awesome.
Yeah, it looks like Skyrim but darker.
Yeah.
Also looks like definitely big time morality decisions because are you gonna use your powers to be good or are you gonna use your powers to be bad? Either way, we're afraid of you. It's like basically the tone of it. I was like, oh, okay.
Skyrim meets Infamous.
Oh, goodness gracious. So I was down for that immediately. I was like, I thought like I didn't know what it was for a minute. It's like, holy shit, this might be Avowed, and holy shit, it is Avowed. Yeah. It looked pretty good.
Yeah.
I think I've come to the conclusion that these first party Wizards, Sorcerer, whatever the hell you want to call them games, just not up my alley.
That's fair. That's fine. Yeah.
It's one of the things I'm gonna be like, this sucks. It's like it's just I have no interest in that.
That's the thing, and that's me with like Fallout. You know what I mean? Like Fallout, I will never say that. Oh God, this is trash.
Yeah.
No, I can't get into Fallout. I've tried. I just can't.
Yeah.
Like but I respect it for what it is. Those are great games. But then they did reveal that during the extended showcase that Avowed is part of the Pillars of Eternity world.
Yes,
which is awesome.
Yeah, I mean,
it's really cool.
Yeah, and it sounds like it's one of those things where it's like you're fine if you don't play those games.
Oh, 100%.
But like
if you played them,
it's a thing.
Yeah,
no,
you'll get more references and stuff in the game.
Exactly. So, but no, I am super pumped, and I was hoping. I'm not surprised. That one I wasn't surprised. It was still 2024. This is the first time we've seen it since.
I mean, how long have people been sitting there asking, going, "What's going on with the Vow?"
For real, so many times.
It feels like for 3 years, people are going, "What's happening with the Vow? Is that even a thing anymore?" It's probably even part of it. Is this a game?
Right.
It might have been.
So,
did we think it was a game or not?
I don't remember.
No, that one I think we still assumed.
I felt pretty good about. I felt pretty good about that one.
It was Obsidian. Yeah. I never. But I will say. But so we're just in a very. Like Xbox right away. Like, look at this. Like, bam, bam, bam. Like, here we go. You guys have been asking. All right, fine. Here. So, continuing on with one of their most successful games of all time, and incredibly, Sea of Thieves.
Yeah.
Sea of Thieves, of course, is back with another expansion.
It shocks me that's still a thing.
Oh, dude, it
shocks me.
Tons of people are still playing this game.
I know.
It's amazing.
I know that. It's one of those things, like the concept from the very beginning, and I think I even, played a little bit when it launched, and I was like, someone's going to enjoy this, I guess. I don't know.
I did enjoy the first episode of the Pirates of the Caribbean that they released a couple of years ago. That was cool. But now we're making our way to Monkey Island.
So good.
The Legend of, which is just so perfect. I never thought of it, but it's so perfect. So Sea of Thieves, the Legend of Monkey Island, it's going to be a free story expansion, as they always are, which is amazing too, starting on July 20th.
Very good. Like I said, I've never played it. I can't even fathom jumping into it at this point. But it's it's one of those things. Like they do cool stuff. They seem to like make the changes that their community wants them to make, and they're still offering them free content. Yep. Shit, good for them.
Yep. Honestly, if you've never played, if you can find someone that's played it before or played, you dive in with them. They literally show you the ropes for about 20 minutes, and you just go. And like that's what I did with my buddy Foos during that Pirates of the Caribbean thing. And man, that night that we completed the first episode, unfortunately never got back to more of it because you guys know how I am with multiplayer. But man, I had a blast that night playing that. It was so much fun.
Yes, I'm aware of how you are with multiplayer.
I know, man. For now, it's greedy reasons because I need to get through that damn Diablo story. Hey, I played quite a bit though. I played quite a bit with you guys. For me, it's quite a bit. All right, so keep it going. More first party studios, and this was kind of a shocker because considering they didn't do one for so long. But here we go with another one already. Fight Simulator.
Oh yeah,
2024 coming in 2024. Go figure. But
So
you could do so much more stuff.
Yeah.
You could
Yeah.
fight fires.
I was saying-
you could air rescue, hot air balloons.
I thought
oil
it was-
rigs, something.
Ton of shit.
If it's a job that involves flying a thing, it seems to
do
be
it
in
now.
this.
Yeah, I think it's cool how they're kind of expanding out into like the more than just flying a plane
Yes.
and landing at an airport.
Jobs and stuff. Like
Yeah.
it's cool. It's really neat. Good for them.
It's still beautiful.
Oh my god, gorgeous! Absolutely gorgeous. Real time, dynamic weather. Still, all that good stuff. You could fly right into a tornado.
I'd be curious to see what their like average monthly unique player count is on that game, because I feel like that's one of those not
don't think
necessarily
it's-
this, but
Yeah.
like the previous one. Like I feel like that's one of those things. Like it comes out, it's gorgeous. People download it, they play it, and I just don't picture a huge player base for that game.
But I also see people who have created an entire setup just for this.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
you know what I mean?
100%.
yeah. They go out and buy
100%.
the cockpit set. Yeah,
yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, and also too, the fact that it takes up 150 gigs on your
Yeah.
or
That's
all you can
more,
play.
if you keep downloading more and more, like
So
so, so the average person
Okay,
can't.
so if you have a Series S, you can't play it. Got it.
Or you buy a memory card and it's just that on the memory card. That's it. Then also for Flight Simulator currently out, the vehicle from Dune will be available starting November 3rd.
Very cool.
Very cool how they do like those collaborations.
Yeah, it's so,
Very-
they had like the stuff from Halo in there, and they have all
Yeah.
kinds of stuff. Yeah, really neat.
Absolutely. So after that, get into what Art was talking about earlier. Sensua's Saga, Hellblade 2. This one was kind of a little surprising to me. A little bit. Just a little bit. 2024.
Well,
thought they
what
might-
part was surprising to you?
I thought it might have pushed. I thought they might have been able to push it out by the end of the year.
Okay.
Honestly.
Okay.
I thought there was a not like a good
I-
chance,
I-
like a high chance, but I thought there was a chance they could push it up before the end of the year.
It's fuck. I can't even. I'm so excited for that game.
I know,
you know what I
I
mean?
know,
Like
100%.
it looks amazing. They got that first little hint of like hearing like the voices again and things like that.
So it was awesome. So while watching this showcase, I was actually watching it through the Xbox, and I was on with a few of my buddies. So we were talking like directly while we were watching it. So I had my headphones on when that came on, and I was like,
yeah.
"Yes,
yeah.
this
So-
is awesome."
I was watching it. I watched it after the fact, so I watched the 4K YouTube stream
Yeah.
on my TV. The sound still came through on my sound bar as being all over the place.
Awesome. That's awesome. I was saying, well, with the advancements since the first one came out, I could see that where you might not necessarily need the headphones. So
Yeah.
like really, and especially with the Xbox having Dolby Atmos.
I was saying, and
yeah.
I have an Atmos sound bar too, so
Perfect.
that
yeah. Oh, that's a
expl-
good idea. I should test mine out on that and see how that
it,
goes.
didn't. I'm not sure it sounded as good as it would in a headset,
Sure,
but
but
still,
still, like,
it sounded like they were in different. The voices were in different spaces.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that first game is still one of my favorite gaming experiences. Of
It's
all
a great
time.
experience.
Oh,
It's so good. It's
so
good.
unique. It's so singular.
And it looks just incredible.
Yeah.
Visually incredible.
I'm very happy to hear that they finished recording.
Yes.
The
We're
video,
getting there.
like,
We are getting
yeah,
there.
so like, all right, that's good. That's a big hurdle. You gotta film everything.
I'm
And
guessing
then-
summer. That's like a summer
Hey.
game. I'm thinking next year maybe. Because from rumors, it sounds like Avowed might be their early 24 game.
There was a lot going on in that demo.
Yeah.
I mean, in the video.
Yeah. So it sounds like that one they might be aiming for like March for that one. So this one may be like June-ish, June, July maybe.
Well,
or even the Redfall date. What was that like or May?
Yeah.
May-ish, so maybe May-ish.
And they talked about like after the showcase show, they had like they did a bunch of Microsoft like things post afterwards.
As Phil does.
As Phil
Makes
does.
his rounds.
Yeah, exactly. One of the things was just like they want to have like 4 bangers every year.
Yeah, for first party.
So like
yep.
that makes sense, right? You don't want to all have them out at the same time either. So like
Space them out.
something's got to come early.
Yep. Avowed being the first one, that would be amazing. Oh my god, that would blow people away if Avowed was like the early game next year. That'd be amazing. Speaking of early 2024, we'll get transition into one of my favorite trailers from this past week, and it was absolutely amazing. Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, coming early 2024.
Oh my goodness.
Sold.
Oh my god,
Sold.
this was incredible.
By the way, they're doing their showcase right now.
I forgot it is.
We fucked up.
We watched right after.
What are we gonna do? Do it at midnight, Mike?
Oh God, no.
I already didn't sleep last night. Let's go for 2 in a row.
So like we were actually home. This is on Sunday, right? We were actually home.
Yeah.
I was like,
Sunday,
I was like, fuck, I'm gonna watch this on my big screen. I was on a 75-inch screen,
I'm gonna sit in the family room.
and I've watched this whole thing, and literally as Ichiban's ass is on the screen, everyone's like, "What's going on in there?" Like it was like the entire everyone shows up. I'm like, it's a thing. It's gonna be it's gonna be a different video in a minute. I don't. Like, what do you like? I don't even know where to start explaining it. He's naked a lot. I don't know.
He wakes up naked a lot.
Yeah, it's what he does. So I don't know.
Oh my god, though. Oh my god, I am so pumped for this. Like
being in a whole new town seems
we're gonna be in the U.S.
I would say it's outside Japan. It looks like
We're gonna be in Miami. It's either Miami or that was that.
I thought it was Hawaii.
Or Hawaii, maybe.
I thought it was Hawaii.
It might be.
Oh.
Because I don't think they've clarified yet exactly, but like
might be clarified right now.
I was gonna say it had that.
They're telling us right now, and so we're talking about this shit.
They actually probably are. It felt like that, yeah. But it's oh my god, that mix of having, him speaking the Japanese and then the English. I was like right there when that, as soon as that happened, I was like, oh my god, we're finally getting out of Japan. Like, don't get me wrong, like it's great, but like we're finally exploring. Like, holy shit!
I mean, that could be a whole separate second town.
Oh my
you know
god,
what I mean?
That's gonna
like
be ridiculous. That's gonna be insane. I guarantee you that the town. So this is the typical. I know you guys are kind of more newer to the series. So what they normally do is they still have the previous town from the last game, but then they introduce the new town as well. So they're probably going to have still the old town and for some aspects. But then we're gonna have a whole new area, a whole new town. Oh my god, it's gonna be amazing!
I cannot wait.
I will say though, I don't know. Did you guys see their Twitter explanation of like the names of the game and stuff like that?
No.
So it's still being called number 8 in Japan.
Yeah, Infinite's just turned sideways.
Yeah, and it's so annoying. Like, God, just call it Yakuza 8. Like this, like a dragon shit is driving me nuts.
Wasn't it always like a dragon in Japan though?
It was.
Yeah, but in the US it was always Yakuza.
Yeah, right.
Always. So it's one of those things where it's like I get like the blend, but it's just so but fine. But still smack the 8 on this. I
agree with that.
Smack the 8 on it.
Well,
like, still.
I mean, if they're taking the two different protagonist games in separate directions. One's the brawler style, one's the turn based.
Right.
Like call the brawler Yakuza, which has always been call this like a dragon.
I can get behind that.
Because like everything, they've announced like 6 like a dragon games since the last one came out, and I'm like, which one is the turn-based one I want to play?
One I want.
Yeah, I literally thought this was like another new one. I was just like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
Well, and then they didn't have the number, and it's infinite money. I'm like, is this a mini game based off of the business thing in the last one?
Yeah.
What?
I played so much of that business.
Me
thing.
too, and I had so much money.
I did too. Yeah, I think I capped.
It was the easiest way to make money.
Oh yeah,
100%. So yeah. So that was probably my favorite trailer though throughout this whole past couple weeks.
Yeah, I'm
so excited. I'm so excited for it. It's gonna be so good. All right. So after that, who cares? The rest of this is garbage. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. All right, we get back in the first person. We get first party. We get into Bethesda. Fallout 76 is still a thing. Still going strong. It seems like. They have a new Atlantic City
very cool
expansion coming soon for you Fallout 76 players.
Has Atlantic City ever been in any of the?
None of these territories have been.
Okay.
Because this is all East Coast.
Well, I thought one of the ones they did earlier was the Pit.
They did Pit.
Yeah, which is in 3.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
The Pit
DLC.
DLC for 3.
Yeah, they did Pit. Yeah,
that's right.
So yeah,
I haven't paid attention to every one they've released, but I saw they do Atlantic City. I'm like, I don't think that's been.
Well, this is the first
previous
one.
one.
I feel like I think
the Pit was the last one, which is probably about 2 years ago.
Yeah. So, but it's coming soon. That's all they've said. So who knows when that's coming? After that, we got a surprise game from Capcom. Actually, Kiritsu-Gami: Path of the Goddess, coming in early 2024, day 1 on Game Pass. From Capcom.
You mean
strong Onimusha?
I was gonna say you mean not Onimusha?
Yeah, I totally thought it was. Like even some of the enemies look like straight out of Onimusha.
Oh, look scary.
Yeah,
this doesn't feel like Onimusha though.
I'm excited. It looked very pretty.
Yeah,
it looked fun. So, and of course, being day 1 on Game Pass,
why not?
Why not? After that, we got a little insight on some more Forza Motorsport. It's looking very pretty, very nice.
As expected.
Finally got a date. October 10th.
Told you it was coming out this year.
Yes. October 10th. It is finally, and they could not push it outside of this year. They could not have. But yes, so Forza is coming October 10th. Awesome. Which is awesome because, turn 10 studios, 10.
Yeah.
After that, this is how you know you've hit the midway point of a Microsoft Bethesda conference because Elder Scrolls Online.
Yeah.
They got to do it, but right smack dab in the middle is perfect. Shadows over Morrowind is the new event.
It's like a wrestling card where they put a women's match with two people no one cares about on, so everyone can get up and use the bathroom and get a drink.
Yeah. Yep. Shadow over Morrowind event coming to Necron starts June 20th.
I don't understand a word you just said.
That's fine.
You understood Elder Scrolls?
I did. I don't understand. That was it.
You just blacked out.
When it came to Game Pass that first time, I tried. I just could not get in.
I've done it twice for points. That was it.
Well, just leave it on for an hour.
Leave it on for an hour.
100%. After that, got some Overwatch 2 news. I forgot that was even out, to be honest. Coming August 10th, there's going to be a whole bunch of new game modes and events and new heroes.
And you got to pay for it.
There you go. That's
right after they told you they're not going to do any single player stuff.
That's it.
All right, carry on.
Co-op event. Yeah. All right. After that, another thing that would have been amazing to see if Alice didn't spoil it early. Persona 5 Tactica coming November 17th, day one to Game Pass. So this is another Persona 5 spinoff, and it is a true tactics game. So
they're just going to find any kind of RPG they can make. They have made almost every kind of RPG they can make now.
That's right. After that, we got for me was a surprise trailer. I did not expect this at all. Starfield, a trailer for Starfield.
All right, I think. Can we just talk about Starfield now?
Yeah, I mean, we could just jump into all of this now.
Okay,
yeah, that's fine. But I was very surprised that we got that during all of this.
I thought so too. I thought this is Starfield, right? Like, yeah, Starfield. Yeah. Are they going to do like a half hour of Starfield after this, right? And it'd be 45 minutes of Starfield afterwards.
It was way more than I anticipated. Yes. Yeah.
I mean, I always said this in the past. I'm not huge on space stuff, but that shit looks amazing.
So
that shit looks amazing.
It looks so good.
Like watching the extended Starfield thing at the end. Like, so they started off showing you exploring the planets. This game looks like what No Man's Sky promised to be initially. Yeah. In that aspect.
Oh yeah.
And then they turn and you're jumping through the sky, shooting guns at people,
and it looks good.
It looks fantastic. And it throws me off because they're showing the dial, you're having a conversation with someone, and it's the Fallout dialogue view where you just got the person's head. Yep. It looks exactly the same.
The Bethesda Studios view.
Yeah,
right.
And so to see that, and then to see gunplay where you're jumping around and moving quickly, and there's no VATS from Fallout, it really broke my brain for a second.
Yeah. and they're showing this guy you can get a jetpack is one of the it's like a skill you can get. Yeah. And he was jetpacking over enemies and it's dropping landmines on them. So they would activate the landmines.
Awesome.
Oh, so cool.
That was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, of an insane variety of guns. It's an insane variety of worlds, and I like the way that they're separating them out. It's just here's the main quest worlds.
Yep.
Here's the barren ones that have
resources,
but God knows what else is going to be on there. And they have the ones that are the God, what do they call it? They call it the UC, but the United Colonies.
Oh,
thank you.
Yeah.
And then, but they have some other planets that have not been colonized, that are not part of the UC. So they have weird fact. It's gonna feel like when you go down in Fallout, when you go down a weird vault. All right, what the hell were they testing in this one? You know what I mean? Well, okay, what's this whole group about?
Well, and I'm wondering if there's gonna be some. Not necessarily crossover, but some tie back to Fallout, because they've mentioned one of the other groups is the Vanguard. Yes. The Vanguard is a huge thing in Fallout.
Yeah,
I mean, and they have stuff when they went to I can't remember what it was. That was what was the group that you're part of? Constellation.
God,
the main group that you're part of.
That sounds. Yeah,
they're the last explorers of these worlds, and they show their main looks like kind of your home base. And they have spacecraft from that say United States on there. So why would they not have stuff from Fallout?
Right.
I guess. Right. I mean, this could be the far flung future post Fallout if they really wanted to, because Fallout is You know?
Yeah, I don't, it's just like surprising that it's a possibility because I'd never mentioned it as being part of the same world, universe, whatever.
You play Starfield, and then at the end you get a Fallout 5 like symbol.
I cannot see a reality where you don't end up on Earth in this game.
I agree. I 100% agree.
You come across a vault.
Yeah,
I just can't. I can't see it. I can't see it,
dude. If they make that connection, that would just be like, I know, like we're like it seems predictable because we're talking about it, but at the same time, that would just be the most genius thing.
Even if it's just like an Easter egg, really. I mean, if it's not
100%.
It's just like, you know,
the credits.
But I mean, some weirdo side quest brings you there, and it's just like, and you come across it.
Like you can't tell me they just happened upon the name Vanguard without it being a reference. There's billions of other words in the English language that you could use for a group, and you choose one that you've used in another of your
100%.
flagship series.
No, I said but like I mean, and then they tease something that looks like some kind of like kinetic power too.
Yeah,
like
where you're like zero gravity or whatever. Yeah,
there's something else going on there too.
Something else.
And the way they play with gravity in the game.
Oh my god!
Whereas like, if you're shooting like a standard type of like gun, it'll propel you backwards.
Yeah.
But if you use like a ray gun, because there's no like kick to it, it doesn't.
Right.
Just like little shit like that is so good,
dude. It looks and then visually, huge upgrade from the last time they showed it.
Face is still a little weird.
Face is still a little,
but you know
it's
what?
fine. But the lighting makes it look a little better.
Isn't it one of those things that people, game developers kind of say like faces is the hardest thing?
Oh, 100%.
Faces and walking.
Yeah. Which the running is still a little on third person.
You're in space, man.
Who plays in third person?
Yeah, it's still Bethesda running.
Yeah, right.
It gotta be. See, that's the Bethesda jank we're talking about.
Right.
We still gotta have that. Even though they say that this is the least amount of bugs ever in a launch game for them. We'll see.
And just like in the extended cut, they were showing all the different developers. Like one guy's like, "Oh, I'm the running guy. Oh, I'm the stealth guy. I'm the guy. I made a punching build." Just like,
right.
oh my. Like,
I steal sandwiches.
Yeah. I have a whole bay in my spacecraft just for. Yeah, and then they showed all like the customizable pieces of the ship, and it's not just aesthetic.
Oh my
it
god!
Actually changes the interior of the ship you're walking around.
Everything.
You're building a crew for your ship too. Holy shit! This is like all the stuff I love.
So all of that shit better have like a default setting for me, because that's the stuff I don't like.
Just like automate.
I'll come over. I will build you a ship.
Great.
I will recruit a crew.
That's great. Because seriously, because like for me,
here's what you guys are gonna do. One of you is gonna play, and you're gonna use that feature where you pass the controller to your friend online.
Exactly.
Bill,
and you're gonna walk away.
Here you go.
Yeah, I'll come back in 4 hours. I have a ship.
But yeah, no, because that's always for me. It's like that the world, like quote unquote world building stuff. I just. It's cool initially, but then I'm like, I get over it very quickly. So just as long as I could do some kind of default shit and like, and it doesn't.
I'm sure they're gonna have default ships you can just grab and.
So like, as long as it doesn't affect the rest of my game, like, great.
Well, you can if you blow someone out of the sky, you can take or you can board their ship and then steal their ship.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Or you can either blow by it and just like auto loot them, get less stuff, or you can board their ship and steal it.
Yeah. It's so wild. It's so freaking wild.
And there's a little like the random encounters too. We're just like, I just made some cookies. Want to come over here and have some cookies? And it's like, is it like
I don't trust your space cookies.
I will blow you out of the sky, Grandma. I cannot wait.
This
game's
gonna be absolutely wild.
I'm kind of in the same boat as Mike. Like space games typically do nothing for me. Yeah. But everything they've shown in this game, like I have to at least give it a shot.
Oh, 100%. Right. I mean, so September 6th.
Especially, Game Pass.
Oh, yeah. Why not? September 6th release date. They are good. They do have a premium edition you can purchase. Mm-hmm. It's $35. Mm-hmm. And that gives you, some, cosmetic stuff. It also gives you the first story expansion.
Correct.
And 5 days early access.
Correct.
So you can play it on September 1st. There is a constellation.
Wait. There's a premium edition that's $35.
No, you can buy.
Or is that like an add-on?
Yeah, it's an add-on.
Okay.
It's an add-on. I'm sorry. The premium.
I was gonna say. Wait, you mean I can pay $35 and own this game?
No. It's the add-on to Game Pass.
Okay.
It's the add-on. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
That.
I'm sorry.
Makes more sense.
I should. Yeah. So that's the add-on for Game Pass. There is the Constellation Edition. It is $300. But
what is with these collector's editions costing $300 all of a sudden? Jesus.
Every collector's.
I mean, people will pay it. That's why it costs that much. But
it's crazy.
It comes in a really cool case.
So The case is amazing. The case is it is. It really is amazing.
I'm not kidding about
that. It's like
I gotta look at these warlocks.
It feels like a case straight out of the game. You get the watch. That is you actually wear in the game, and it's supposedly supposed to connect to it. Oh my god! As well, and then you get all the other stuff, the game, and 5 days early access, and everything
patches,
and everything like that. Yeah. They also have released their wireless headset with Starfield and a brand new controller.
I see it right over there.
Which is right over there.
for you video watchers that we don't have.
Anymore. This is the most gorgeous controller I have ever seen.
I'm glad you clarified that, because I was about to start an argument with you on Twitter. Because you said this is the best controller I've ever had.
Fair enough. It's on an Elite still.
I was going to say, have you not held or used an Elite? Because
I haven't, but...
I have an Elite still in the box.
But...
What's wrong with you?
I don't know. I'm waiting for my one to die.
You're living life like a peasant.
It is just the most gorgeous controller I think I've ever owned.
See, okay, so 100%. Yes, gorgeous looking at it. Oh my God. I'm not sure I'd call it gorgeous, but like when you put out a special controller for a game, Sony, take note. This is the type of shit you need to do.
100%.
Not just put a fucking sticker on your regular controller.
Dude, I love.
Oh my God.
I love that they have like little instructions on here, like the throttle up and down, and grip here where your hands go. It's
the clear, yeah.
That's so awesome. It's so nice.
Yeah,
it's
really
so
cool.
Awesome.
It's really cool.
And I love, it's nothing like a nice, fresh Xbox controller with those grips.
100%.
You feel them like when they're fresh.
100%.
You actually feel the grips still.
Yeah, right.
Because like my anniversary one, I don't feel it as much as I used to.
No.
That controller, like I said, I had to. I mean, I thankfully had.
Like I said you had points to get it too. Yeah.
So I got it for cheaper.
So why not?
And look at the gold.
It's so cool.
The gold D-pad, dude. This controller is just amazing. And honestly, if I didn't already own like the black, like the standard one, the headset's just as awesome because like the microphone piece is also see-through and all that. Oh. The headset's awesome. So they're going.
That's what
all out.
That's what a collector's controller should be.
100%.
Not this stuff where it's like one differently printed piece of plastic.
Well, dude, that's the thing. Like the Final Fantasy 16 when that was from Japan only, and then PlayAsia got it, and like my buddy sent to me like, "Hey, you can order from PlayAsia." I'm like, "It's ugly. No, it's like I don't. It's stupid. Like I don't want this." And then even like the faceplates for that too for the PS5, it was the logo that's like this big. On a black thing, I'm like, this is stupid.
I can buy a sticker for 5 cents. It does the same thing.
Bigger than that, too.
Also, I can't even see it because I never see the side of it anyway.
Oh, right, exactly. But yeah, so that was the stuff they announced in terms of everything coming out.
Yeah, and I mean, the first time they showed Starfield, it looks like, I mean, it's a okay.
It's Bethesda in space.
But holy shit,
yeah. It's a whole nother level.
I cannot wait. I just feel like it's gonna be so many things are just gonna happen. It's like you're gonna be coming across all kinds of nonsense in space and on land. Like I can't wait.
Oh yeah. You guys go with the 30 FPS? Locked?
Yeah, I don't care.
Good.
Whatever, man.
I want to if it's stable.
Well, that's the thing. That's what Todd Howard's saying.
And
it's stable and it looks so good.
And if I don't even notice, I still don't notice that unless it switches back and forth.
There's a couple games where I notice it, but it's very few, and it's usually like fast moving games.
Yeah.
Like I want to say the one game I noticed the most was Borderlands 3.
Okay.
But that's a first person shooter where you're moving around. But it's very rarely that it's rare that I notice it, and I almost have to be able. I have to be able to toggle and like play one way for like hours, and then go to the other, and then I might notice it.
Yeah. I was like, when you were playing the Final Fantasy, were you doing graphics mode?
Or? I'd left it on whatever it was on.
Okay, so it was on graphics mode default. Okay, because I've seen people go to performance mode, and sure, it's like 40, like it's supposed to hit 60, but the demo it's an older build, so it hits like more like 45-ish.
Yeah.
But man, it's blurry.
Yeah.
It like the background, like the visuals, and I'm like, in graphics mode, it's gorgeous. So I'm like, I will take that all day over like the blurriness. I don't care.
Yeah, it's like, I mean,
the 30 lock, that's only for console. I'm assuming PC is whatever your ridiculous spaceship of a computer can do.
Console's 30. Okay. It's whatever. Then what PC's unlocked.
Yeah,
basically, yeah.
Which makes sense because even if it wasn't, people would hack the files. And
get it. 100%.
they're 10 billion frames per second on 720p.
Yeah, but no, I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm pumped.
I am pumped.
That hype train wasn't making so Steak put up on Twitter. He took a picture of the controller when he got it, and I just posted a gif of just like hype train on there. That wasn't me making fun of you. That was I was on that train along with you, a full hype train.
Absolutely.
I don't know that I'm full blown hype train, but like after seeing what they showed in the part of the first half that I watched of the extended thing at the end, I'm way more interested in it now than I ever was. Like I'm at least willing to like go into this, give it a chance, and expect to have a good time. Whereas before I was kind of like space RPG. I'm sure it's going to be beautiful, but
yeah,
but it doesn't like again.
There's one planet that keeps showing off that has like this giant stone arch. That giant stone arch is a symbol in Borderlands. It's also like the St. Louis Arch.
I was going to say or St. Louis. Yeah, it's also a symbol of St. Louis.
I'm like, oh, you sons of bitches, stop getting my hopes up.
Yeah, no, can't wait. Totally pumped.
Absolutely. All right. So, we got more. After that, we got a very, very cool trailer for a game called Just Dance, coming fall 2023. This is from Don't Nod. These guys just seem to keep pumping out games. And it's day one on Game Pass. And I will play the shit out of that. Yeah. It looks awesome.
Which one was that one again?
That's the like cartoony, basically kind of like a walking sim. Cartoony.
Michael play it.
Where like they're climbing the rocks.
Oh yes, and he had a little like goopy guy in your back. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It looks very good though.
Yeah.
It looked very good.
Well, there's gonna be a lot going on in that game. I think.
Oh yeah. We got a very spooky trailer for a game called Still Wakes the Deep. You're out at sea and working on an oil rig. Coming early 2024.
Yeah, that was a tone piece.
To Game Pass.
Yeah,
I will be checking that out.
Looked like something chasing you, horror type of stuff. Not exactly sure, but yeah.
Kind of remember like a clock tower almost, like where you're not going to combat. You got to kind of like run away, do shit, and then yeah. After that, we got a very cool looking game, Dungeons of Hindenburg, coming in 2024. Day one to Game Pass. That's the one with the girl, also kind of cartoony.
I don't remember that one at all.
I'm trying to think of the better way to describe that, but kind of like that. You remember that game Sable that they showed off forever?
Yeah.
So kind of a similar art style in a way, not exactly, but somewhat similar.
Yeah, I do. I vaguely do remember that now. Yeah.
But that looked really neat. That looked cool.
You remind me of a game I wanted to talk about when we talk about random games. I'm trying to look up what the name of it is now. Don't mind me.
After that, we got Mr. Cool, Mr. Keanu Reeves on the screen.
He's
doing his thing.
He's too cool.
He seemed so awkward.
He really is. He overdid.
I also feel like that's who he is.
Oh, probably. He probably is.
It might be, but I'd say the other thing too was like he's probably doing that in front of a green screen. I mean, but he just looked so awkward doing it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, whatever.
Absolutely, but whatever. It was fun. Showing off Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty expansion coming September 26th.
Terrible time for that.
People are pissing and moaning about a $30 price tag on this.
Why?
I don't know.
Huge.
It looks huge. It's that's a standard price for an expansion for a game.
And the game actually looks like an upgrade, like visual upgrade and everything on top of that.
It is. This is being limited to new gen, current gen, whatever the hell you want to call it. PS5 and Series consoles. Yes. Yeah. And that's the other thing too. I was reading online. People are like, "Oh, after the way this game released, they're not getting $30." I'm like, well, if you played it on a fucking potato, that's your fault.
And also, like I said, I played the game 2 years later, and it was great.
Yeah.
So like,
I played it at launch on an appropriate system, and it was great.
Yeah. I think I had it on Series X, and I probably could have played it on the same thing, but I decided to wait, and I finally decided to jump in when it felt like it was the right time to jump in.
Yep.
Totally enjoyed my time. This one, like you said, it looks huge.
It does.
It looks also like a little bit of a different game because this is more like a espionage thriller type of a thing, as opposed to however you played Cyberpunk.
Right.
I don't know.
It looks awesome.
Yeah,
it looks awesome.
Yeah, that's. I'll play it eventually. I don't know what I'll be doing around the time that comes out. If I'm going to be paying $30 for it,
Right.
if I'm not playing it at launch, I'm probably going to wait for a sale to get it for $25 maybe.
Sure.
I don't have a problem with the $30 price tag, but yeah, I'll definitely pick that up at some point because Cyberpunk was awesome. If you chose to play it on a potato, that's your fault.
There's some stuff I didn't ever go back. There's definitely some big missions I did not do in Cyberpunk.
Which is great because you'll need to relearn the controls. So
Exactly. I meant to do that.
you'll need to relearn the controls because they're putting out the DLC 2 years after the game came out.
Yeah.
More so.
Oh yeah, it's true.
I played it fairly recently in comparison to when it came out.
Yeah.
On PlayStation, I think I played it because it was like $10,
Nice.
and it's easier than trying to get my PC up and running. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That's
It'll be awesome.
And I'm also looking forward to the fact that they're just next gen consoles. Mm-hmm. They don't have to account for old hardware.
It should work day one. After that, we got a trailer for City Skylines 2 coming on October 24th. Coming to Game Pass.
I'm sure people are excited.
Day one.
Looks amazing.
Yeah.
It looked awesome. I thought it was SimCity at first, and then
Yeah.
I was like, oh wait, no. It's
Wait,
too serious.
SimCity's not a thing
And
anymore.
it's not a thing anymore, and this one's too serious.
Yeah.
But no, it does look visually amazing.
Yeah,
I've done City Skylines a couple times for points, but that's not much.
I never-
fast forwarding.
Yeah,
time.
it's a, yeah.
Yeah,
it's
so
like
I really didn't have to do
spend
anything.
10 days or something.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
I never played the City Skylines games. I used to be into SimCity when it was a big thing in like the late 90s and early 2000s. I mean, it's one of those things like if you're gonna be into it, you got to be really into it.
Yeah.
And
100% because it's time consuming, and I mean you really got to get into it, figure out the right things.
Yeah.
But it looks good.
SimCity used to love like building a city and then sending a tornado at it.
Yeah. Or a kaiju.
After that, we did get a Atlas surprise. Atlas was not done. This one did not leak. They fired the guy before he was able to put this one out. Metaphor Refanzio coming in 2024. It is from the same creators of Persona 3, 4, and 5.
Somehow not a Persona game.
No,
So it looks just like one.
Oh yeah. Well, actually, I thought this was more of a Shin Megami Tensei game
Oh.
because it had more of that darker tone
Yeah,
to
yeah,
it. So I originally thought because there was the rumors going around that they were remaking 4 that was on DS. So I thought that's what this was, but yeah, this is huge. I mean, clearly Xbox has a very good relationship now with Atlas. This is awesome. It looks great. I'm super pumped for that.
Is that
game.
one of the Game Pass games or no?
No.
Okay.
That one,
But
was
still,
not.
I'm
That
just
one was
curious.
not.
I was curious.
I mean, who knows? It may still, but no, the Persona ones were. This one did not have Game Pass
Gotcha.
label on it. After that, we got a new game from the creators of Banner Saga called Towerborn coming in 2024. Day one on Game Pass. Looks like a very fun side-scrolling brawler.
Yep.
Looks like a good time. After that, we finally got to see what In Exile Entertainment has been working on since Wasteland 3. Clockwork Revolution. It's coming in time, which means no
coming
time
in due
soon.
time.
2025 at the earliest. This looked like BioShock Infinite meets steampunk.
A lot.
And I am all for it.
Me too.
It looks amazing.
It seems like that, but it seems like more like there seems to be a lot more NPCs roaming around. If it ends up being like that,
Right.
Yeah, it looked great. I'm down for
awesome
fighting in a world like that. It looks like they have a full character creator in there too. So you kind of like doing your own path. I wouldn't be shocked if it ends up being a BioShock game for real. Like that's how much it looks like it to me. Like for real.
Oh, I know.
No, but I got my attention.
Yeah, that's one of those things like you guys both said. It looked like BioShock, and it's one of those things like because they're doing the steampunk aesthetic to the world, kind of. If it's not like BioShock, I wonder if they're doing themselves a disservice with that, making it look that way, because that aesthetic is just associated with BioShock at this point.
Yeah, right.
Sure. But I think, I mean, NXL, their storytelling is phenomenal.
Right.
Like they are phenomenal storytellers. Yeah. So I have a feeling like it will be it's going to be different because they obviously don't want to copy, BioShock,
Right.
but it's gonna be very inspired by like
and we're not talking about like an independent studio doing this. We're talking about like a big company with a shit ton of money.
Absolutely.
It's just one of those things. Like I wonder, like it could still be a great game, but some people are going to see that and buy it with the wrong expectations.
Oh, sure.
You know, they're going to see it and be like, it's going to be like BioShock. When it turns out not to be exactly like BioShock, right. They're going to shit all over it and be like, I was misled or whatever, and you just misled yourself because
right.
it looked like a general aesthetic that is not in no way unique to BioShock.
Sure.
Steampunk is a thing outside of BioShock.
Oh, yeah. 100%. But yeah, I'm ready. It's going to take forever to come out, but that's fine. That's like 2026 at the earliest.
I could not believe it wasn't a BioShock game. For real.
Yeah.
Well, they started showing it, and I'm like, they're making another one?
Yeah.
They remaking the first one? What the fuck's going on here?
Oh, yeah. So after that, Uncle Phil came on, thanked us all for watching everything, and to reveal that the number one complaint is that the Series X does not have enough space.
Series S.
Series S, excuse me. Series S. Why did I put X? So, brand new Series S coming out in black. 1 terabyte. $349 September 1st. Of course, just in time for Starfield.
So the black card kind of pisses me off because I prefer black consoles. And
they're doing the Xbox Elite thing. They're like, different memory, so they're different.
They're gonna make a Series X that's white.
Oh yeah,
for the 2 terabyte one, they're just flipping them.
But that's the only part that pisses me off. Having fairly recently bought a Series S, because there's no fucking way I'd pay $350 for a Series S. I don't care if it has more storage.
Sure.
$50 more, you can buy a PS5 digital.
Yeah, sure.
Which, if you can find one, to be fair.
Yeah, that all being said, I do want some more storage on my Series S, so I might be buying one of the little guys. Also, we didn't talk about Planet of Lana, but like I played that going back and forth between my S and X.
Yeah,
like it still blows my mind how seamless that is. Yeah. How accurate it is. It's so
good. Everything I've played on my S has been perfectly fine.
Oh yeah.
I mean, granted, it's been limited to like Madden and some Game Pass games.
So what though? But that's fine though.
And WWE. But it's been fine. Granted, I'm playing it on an old 1080p.
Yeah, same.
Sony.
Sure.
So I bought it knowing I don't need it to be 4K. If I want to play 4K, right? I can sit there in my office and turn around. I want to break from work. Spend 20 minutes playing game Madden, turn back around and work.
Right, exactly. And then when you're ready for real time gaming, then you got your X.
I did try to play Madden again recently. And I found let me see someone redid the rosters, threw the first 4 rounds of the draft, did everything, and I picked the Bears. I was like, I'll play my first couple games, and whatever happens. And then I looked into like the roster, and I don't have that first round draft pick. I was like, because when you're doing roster creation, you can't move draft picks around. You can only move players around.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, like the franchise I have going on where I'm the Bears and like I basically had to recreate the trade. Like it took so much work to recreate that trade because you're only limited to 3 assets in a trade, and the Bears got a player and 3 draft picks. Mm-hmm. But basically, what I ended up having to do was like take good players, switch your position to punter, include them in the trade, change them back to the original position, send them back. It was a pain in the ass.
Yeah, no thank you. I guess they're going to add 5 trade slots for next year's game.
Oh, good, great. That's their big franchise upgrade?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's about all the attention franchising I get out of them. It's perfect. There's no problems. Nothing wrong.
I
guess moving on with the showcase. So after this, the next thing was, they went into the Starfield Direct. Someone needs to talk to Uncle Phil. They need to let him know how the whole one more thing works. You don't say one more thing and then launch into something that's been announced in advance.
Yeah. 100%. I will agree with you on it because when you said now it's time for that one more thing, I was like, here we go.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit, here we go. A Starfield deep dive. I'm like, we knew this was coming for weeks. Phil,
that was just a poor choice of words on that.
You need to learn how one more thing works.
To be honest, that was the only bad thing about the
he could have dropped the one more thing on the new Series S. I would have been fine with it. It wouldn't have blown the roof off the place like you would normally expect for a one more thing surprise,
but still, though, fine. At least it's something before we get into Starfield.
But also that whole showcase was fucking great.
Oh, it was awesome.
It was fucking
awesome. There's something for everyone. Like,
there's something for everything. A bunch of stuff. We're like, hey, where's this thing? A lot of that stuff showed up. We got some dates on some things.
Yeah,
they showed. I mean, there was just so much.
What are studios
really
doing?
Great things happening.
I think it was what they needed it to be because their biggest thing going into this was what we've talked about on this podcast for at least a year. What are you doing with all these studios you bought?
Yeah.
We finally got some answers on that. We finally got to see some what they're working on. A lot of the stuff they showed, didn't have release dates. A lot of it they showed was 2024. That's fine.
That's fine.
At least we know what you're working on.
Whatever.
Dude, 2024 right now for Xbox is just going to be amazing right now. That's without even the stuff we don't know. Like, there's more stuff coming that we don't know, but the stuff we know, amazing already.
Super pumped. They got all. Avowed looked really good. Fable is still like I still conceptually don't see Fable yet. You know what I mean? Like it's they showed some really cool stuff, but like I don't know what that game looks like.
They showed someone kick a chicken.
I know
that's Fable.
Yeah.
That's all you know. Just kick chickens.
Kick chickens, British humor.
It's
right. Fable.
Yeah,
kick chickens, follow glitter.
Nailed the tone. Nailed the tone 100%.
of
Fable. Yeah, I mean, there was so much in there that was just like, that looks great. That looks great. That looks great. That looks great.
I know.
Game Pass. Yep. On top of all that.
Yep.
So like it was super impressive. It was like the exact opposite from the PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
It was great. It was seriously great.
No, they finally, all these years, how many times have we said, all right, because Xbox was up next. It's like, all right, here we go. Here's your opening.
We have been saying that for so fucking long.
And this is the first time they took a fucking uppercut. They took a Shoryuken in there, and they went to town. It was fantastic.
Yeah, they actually had some cards to show.
Yeah,
they actually had some real legit. Like, okay, this looks like something.
The first time in years we haven't come out of this going, where's all this other stuff?
Yeah. And that's the thing. We're still happy about this, and there's more studios that we still don't know.
I would say there's still questions that we don't know what some of these new and bought studios are doing, but we still got more answers than we've gotten in the past 3 years.
Exactly. 100%. Exactly. Because Double Fine's working on something awesome. You know it. Give me my Psychonauts 3.
Yeah. Everyone go play. Speaking of Double Fine, go play Stacking. That's a good game. It's the free.
I saw it. So it's free.
It's one of the free Xbox games. That's a good game. Dude. So we got other ones that we care about, right?
I only had one other one that popped up, and it's something that may have been known or announced a long time ago, but I think it was the Summer Games Fest showcase they did, or maybe even been the Xbox extended one. I don't know, but they showed off some of Lies of P.
Yeah.
Yes.
And basically,
again,
this may have been known before, but it's new to me. It's a Souls-like.
Yes.
I'm out.
Oh.
No,
I'm out.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was ever like, this is definitely a Souls-like, but when you look at it, I always thought
for a while, yeah.
That's another demo I have downloaded but have not played.
Same here. I did download it. Did not get a chance to play that yet. But this could be on Game Pass, so you can always give it a go and then delete.
I could.
The visual looks amazing. I love the whole. I'm wondering how they're going to twist that whole Pinocchio thing.
Yeah.
How they're going to use Jiminy because he was in that trailer, and that was like, and he was like comedic.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, so it's not like it's got this very serious dark tone, and then there's still Jiminy being Jiminy. Like, so I'm like, I'm curious how that's going to go.
I hope that game's like 12 hours long. Like it'd be like
dude,
perfect.
like a Mortal Shell, basically, kind of like. Yes. Oh, that'd be cool. That'd be
like
cool.
a super high quality Mortal.
Yeah.
That was like the one other thought I had coming out of like all the rest of the stuff they showed. That was noteworthy for me. I mean, I had other thoughts, but yeah. I mean, my thoughts on Ubisoft, they showed off that Avatar game, which looks like Far Cry and Avatar. Boy, if I had any interest in that Avatar world, I'd be all over that.
It looks gorgeous.
It looks good.
I have an interest in it. It looks good.
Yeah.
It looks really good.
People complain about the Ubisoft blueprint, for an open world game.
Yeah, well, whatever, it works.
Which I mean, like, I can tolerate it as far as Far Cry goes. I'm not going to go do it again in Assassin's Creed. But yeah, if I had any interest in the Avatar world, I would be into that. Maybe.
Yeah, they showed way more of that than I anticipated.
Agreed.
I cannot believe it's coming out in December.
Agreed.
Like, that is shocking too. So like it is on my radar. I am keeping a very close eye on it. Like I said, I'm not a a huge Avatar fan. Like I said, we were talking actually before this podcast. The first movie, I appreciate the visuals and the 3D. The movie itself, I think, is just garbage. I enjoyed the second movie a lot more. It had a lot more action and everything, and I really did enjoy it. But the universe has always been very interesting to me. So I think that's why I'm still very into, and I want to check this game out because that world is so cool.
Yeah.
I want to fly those fucking things. Like,
See if I'm gonna stick with Ubisoft thoughts. Can't believe Skull and Bones is still a thing.
I don't think it is.
Is it?
It was a concert.
It was a yeah.
They talked about it. I mean,
Well, and then afterwards they canceled the beta for consoles. And it's PC only now, the beta.
No, well, they actually have to release that game because they took money from some country.
My God, they have to.
So was it Saudi Arabia?
No, like literally.
Oh, okay. It's
like
a Kurt Schilling thing?
Kind of. but I think they took it from like Taiwan or something. So like they have to actually deliver this.
Saudi Arabia where they're going to be dismembered if they don't put the game out?
All right, I'm going to go through my list real quick because I want to look something. I got to look something up and then
go for it.
I got a few on top of what we were.
I'm sure you do. Okay, so Mortal Kombat 1.
Yes!
Holy shit.
Give it to me now.
Holy shit.
Oh my God.
I mean, obviously it looks really amazing and they just it just looks incredible. But like they show at Summer Games Fest, Ed Boon on stage, and they were showing like, and I was just watching the background. I wasn't even listening to them.
Nope.
So I was watching the background, and like they selected the fighters, they selected the cameo fighters, which is a really cool add-on.
Very cool.
And then they hit like start. So then like the two fighters like clash, and they have like a little bit of dialogue, and then they zoom back out, and you're in the level.
You're in.
And it's just like that's so
Mind-blowing.
brilliant,
Mind-blowing.
and like it's so cool, and it's so seamless, and it's just like, oh my God, that's so awesome.
It took me a minute to realize that's what happened.
Yeah.
Because at first I was like, oh, are they introducing clashes like how they do for the Injustice into Mortal Kombat? But then I'm like, wait a minute, no, because it jumped, and then I was like, wait a minute, no, it jumped into that right after we select our fighters.
Yes.
I'm like, holy shit, and then it's loading in the background, and then it goes, oh my God,
like that is so smart.
It's amazing.
It's so
Let's talk about
cool.
those the stages they showed off.
Yes,
gorgeous. The one with the in the garden. Mm-hmm. Oh my God!
Did you see? I don't know if you saw it or not, but like in Johnny Cage's apartment,
yeah.
Which also looks great.
Oh yeah,
there's a little Roomba going around like cleaning up blood. Like it's little stuff like it's like little stuff like that.
Speaking of that, in the story, it's Kenshi. He's not blind yet, which means I think we're gonna find out how he gets blind, which is awesome.
And Kenshi looks really cool in that game.
Amazing. He looks like a typical Yakuza badass.
Yes.
Like, oh my God, and every character looks awesome right now.
Yes,
I am very Mortal Kombat 10 looked good. Mortal Kombat 11, I felt like I enjoyed the game itself. I felt visually like the characters could have been better. Mm-hmm. Like I felt like it was just kind of like a generic, like weird, like paste and copy here and there, and everyone. I don't know. It was kind of an odd. Now I feel like everyone looks different. Everyone looks so good and clear.
Yes, and like with the cameo fighters.
Oh my God! Dude,
which is so,
original Kano.
Yes,
awesome.
The original, like all the original. Like I bet they're gonna have the entire of the original cast.
100%.
They showed Sonya.
100%.
They showed Kano. They showed Sub-Zero. They showed Scorpion.
Oh, we're gonna get Secret Reptile.
Oh,
absolutely.
They have Stryker out of nowhere. Like
Stryker. Hell yeah! Oh yeah! Bring back Stryker.
Let's get weird.
Let's
get real. Goro was coming out. I was like, oh my God.
That I kind of had a little issue with
Goro.
Yeah,
he's a
no. I like Goro.
Okay.
I like Goro. I like that he's in it, but I didn't realize it was Goro though. Like I didn't even know until Ed Boon said something.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I thought it was one of those part of that species.
Yeah.
Because it did not look like you like. If you're doing a classic for everyone else, give me my classic Goro, like, please.
Yeah, but I also feel like there's going to be a million versions of those guys.
I know.
Like, honestly.
I hope so. Because I want classic Goro as my cameo, because that'd be awesome. Almost fatalities.
Oh,
it's just spaghetti against the wall, sound effects left and right. It's amazing.
I love that it's changing up the stories. I love that, like, Liu Kang is now the god and Raiden is just like a person.
The fact that this actually, even though it's one, it's a sequel to it's what happens after 11.
Yeah.
Like it really is. Like,
it's like we've created this new world for you, and this is like what you're doing with it. It's Kung Lao throwing his hat and just bouncing off whoever it was because he doesn't have like a regular blade yet. It's so.
Oh my God, that was awesome.
It's just like
oh my God.
Yeah, that's gonna be. I'm gonna buy the multi, the 100 whatever
the premium one.
Yeah, I'm going to. I know.
That's fine because I pre-ordered the collectors.
I could,
because that Liu Kang statue is amazing.
It's really nice.
This is the most hype I've been for a Mortal. Like again, I always get excited for Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Not like this. It's been probably since 9. 9 was probably the last one I got this excited for.
Yeah, because 9 was like that
was awesome.
That was the first restart.
That was the first restart.
They're saying I don't even think this is like a reboot. I feel like they explained this in the story, so this feels like a continuation of that.
It is. It's Liu Kang restarting the timeline because of everything that happened because the time was destroyed from the end of 11 and everything. But oh my god, I am so pumped. I am so ready for that.
Yes. Okay, one for me. Alan Wake 2. Art, I think tweeted at me. It looks like Mike's wet dream game, and he's right.
Well, someone gave the description of what the hell is it? It's Resident Evil crossed with a detective game.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Mike's wet dream.
Just pour that into my veins. I mean, at the Summer Games Fest, they showed a very little bit of it. I mean, it showed basically the gameplay version of the video they showed previously, which is fine, whatever. But even that was just like, man, there's so much shit happening. When that guy blows through the wall, man, there's this particle. I mean,
everywhere.
Remedy always has the crazy particle effects, but now there's full boards and shrapnel of wood, and it all looks so good. And then you hear what people played there, and it just sounds. It sounds unreal. It sounds like it doesn't even make sense. Where you have two different characters you can play as, but you can basically play as one of the characters the entire time. How the fuck does it even work?
Yeah.
So I just feel like there's so many different variations going into this. The possibilities are blowing my mind. On top of it being a detective story and progressing Alan Wake and still what's that the possibility of the Bureau of Control showing up is very high because crazy shit's happening and that's when they show up. So I couldn't be more excited for that. Just and on top of it, this looking fucking amazing, graphically looking amazing. This the shadow effects and the lighting effects and just everything. It's just nuts.
Yeah, no, it looked like I'm not a fan of the first Alan Wake. I wasn't.
Apparently, it's completely different.
But this one seems completely different.
Ooh.
It looks awesome. It looks amazing. The gunplay looked very Control-like, which is good.
Yes.
Because it was very good in Control.
God, I love Control.
So I really, one of these days, I've got so much shit to play already as it is. But one of these days, I'm just gonna I gotta sit down and just bang that out.
It's fucking amazing.
As someone who's played it, I think within the last year and a half, even a couple of years after release, it's still awesome.
That's good to hear. That's awesome. So, but we'll see. This one might draw me in. I might get drawn into Alan Wake too.
The one demo I did play was Viewfinder. So Viewfinder is that game that you show up a bunch where it's you hold up a Polaroid picture to something.
Oh, I forgot about that. I didn't play that yet.
Yeah,
and then it
becomes that Polaroid picture ends up becoming realized in a 3D space.
Yeah, that's right.
My God,
everyone says it's mind blowing.
It is so much more than that.
Okay.
It is so much more than just holding up a picture and making it 3D. Even in the demo, they give you little it's they kind of take you through what feels like a tutorial.
Yeah.
And then they jump forward a little bit. But in the tutorial piece of it, I don't even want to spoil it because it's I did not anticipate this being like this.
Okay.
And in the second part, you actually get the camera.
Okay.
And I definitely I definitely didn't solve it the way I was supposed to solve it. And it's little. Another thing I'm a sucker for is little room-based puzzles, like Portal was, whereas it's you're just trying to get from A to B, where B is a teleporter that brings you to the next puzzle that you're trying to get from A to B. But there's some kind of impediment where there's a huge gap between you and the teleporter, or there's a wall or a fence or something you can't get over or around, and you use that picture to create new 3D space, but it's not necessarily in the right orientation. You can take the picture and turn it around upside down, or you can take the picture and you can even, if you're looking up at it, and then you basically you set it in the world. You press R2 or right trigger and it sets it up in the world. But if you're looking down and doing it, when you come at it, it's gonna be angled down too. The whole world, that piece is angled down too. So So they got that, which is all just it's mind blowing.
Yeah,
it's so cool. It's so original. Like technically, I don't even know how the fuck that works. Like I can't because it's like you press a button and like it looks just like it did like before you press the button and you just move a little bit and you start seeing the perspective of the 3D Switch. It's wild. Not only is it that, but you have like someone who's kind of like talking to you along the way too, and they have like a cool personality where it's just like like very early on the way they teach you the rewind mechanic is you walk over a bridge, the bridge falls down, and you're like oh okay, well now you know you don't get hurt when you fall down. Just like little stuff like that. And then you press a button to rewind.
Okay.
And then you have a little timeline on the bottom of the screen that shows like when things happen. So like when you take a picture, like it'll show like a little icon when you took a picture or when you like place the picture. Because one time I placed a picture and I obliterated the teleporter.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, well you gotta rewind it now. Go before you
right.
do that and go back and forth.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm going to buy that the second it comes out.
Cool. Cool.
It's really, really impressive.
Nice.
Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. Woo wee!
That looks so good.
That looks like it's
oh my god,
answering my Guacamelee dreams.
Oh my god,
the fighting looks amazing.
Oh my god,
the traversal looks amazing.
It's basically a Metroidvania Prince of Persia.
Yeah, it's Guacamelee.
Right.
And I mean, I can't. There's gonna be so many secrets. There's gonna be so many. There's gonna be. There's the fighting mechanics. The ability looks so cool. Another rewind mechanic in this one too.
Yes.
Looks like a bunch of different things you can do. It looks.
It's so from good. The Rayman Legends team.
Yeah,
that tells you a lot right there. Because I mean, those guys are just amazing. Like, oh my god, it looks so good. Yeah. I'm so ready for that.
Super excited about that.
And only $50.
Yeah. AC Mirage. I'm just curious more than anything else because it. Not only, I mean, it's supposed to play like the previous Assassin's Creed games, but also really looked like it too, which is not necessarily a good thing. It looked last gen-y in terms of just like the locomotion of it.
Yep.
It's a demo.
Yep.
I saw it once. Right. I might be wrong.
Again, $50.
Yeah.
For that game too, which is awesome. And I could use an old school Assassin's Creed.
It's supposed to play like the old ones. It's supposed to have like the scale of the old ones too, like much smaller world.
Yes.
Yeah, they said it's
like level based, kind of like assassin level. Like okay, now we're assassinating this guy, so we're in this area and stuff like that.
Blend in with the crowd.
So like 1 and 2, like before. Through 3.
Basically, right? Altair and Ezio.
Yeah.
Because it was like Black Flag is kind of when they started going open world-ish, right?
They said it's supposed to be
more like 2, like on the level.
Yeah, more like 2, but like they actually. Oh god, what game did they say? Like they told it's very similar in size to like one of these maps. I forget what game it was now off the top of my head, but they referenced one of those previous games. Like it's the same size. Like the world is the same size.
Dude, and see, I love that I could do that.
Yeah,
that's why I'm super. Like I'm actually kind of excited for that.
Yeah, I mean,
and cheaper price tags. Why not?
Exactly. All right, my two weirdo games. Henry Halfhead. Did y'all see this one?
Nope.
All right. I think this was at Day of the Devs. So Henry Halfhead is you play as a half of a head from the base of the nose up.
Okay.
But it feels a lot like Untitled Goose Game, where it's just like, all right, you're Henry Halfhead. You've started your day. Henry Halfhead likes start off his day by making his bed. And what you do is, as Henry Halfhead, you jump on things, and then you become that thing. So, like, I'm going to jump on a pillow, and now I'm controlling the pillow.
It's your Kid Chameleon.
I guess kind of. I guess kind of. And so you take, and then you take the pillow, and you end up jumping on the bed.
Okay.
And you've now made your bed.
Okay.
I know Henry Halfhead takes a bath afterwards. So you had you jump on the sink. Become the sink, the faucet, of the tub, and now that you've controlled the faucet, you can rotate yourself and turn the water on. Then you jump off of that, and you jump off onto the soap, which is way up high, and you dive bomb off that into there. So you're basically just, it's like physics based, very
Baba Is You type stuff.
But it's all 3D space.
Yeah.
So yeah, kind of like that, and it's like I'm trying to think the what do they call it? Not like minimalist. So like you're in the bedroom and it's just the bed.
Okay.
And then now it's like you gotta go. Now when you say you go to the bathroom, all of a sudden a door appears. So
Okay.
then you jump on the door and you swing the door. It's check it out. Like it's
cool.
It looks
No, it sounds crazy.
It looks super interesting.
It does. It sounds interesting.
It has a little bit had a little comedy in there too.
Yeah.
It's just like doing weird stuff.
Henry Halfhead. I mean, I would assume
Exactly, and it's also multiplayer. Like you can play co-op.
Oh,
so
cool.
like there's two little half heads rolling around. Really, it's really really neat. It looks like it looks like in that same vein, like I said, Untitled Goose Game, or like Donut County.
Cool.
And then did either one of you see My Friendly Neighborhood?
Nope.
I don't think so.
All right, this is in my fast forward through the PC Game Showcase.
Okay.
Something made me stop. I'm like, what the fuck is this? So it is essentially it's a first-person shooter, but like in the world of Sesame Street, but like in the behind the scenes of Sesame Street.
Okay.
So like the Sesame Street looking guys are like the bad guys are coming after you, but you shoot them down with weird things that you find, and you have like weird puzzles. Like it's hard. It's really hard to describe, obviously, but just Sesame Street first person shooter game is the only thing I can come up with. So you should YouTube it just for the minute, just to see.
What was it called again?
My Friendly Neighborhood.
My Friendly Neighborhood.
Yeah,
Okay.
check out both these games.
Okay.
I'm telling you, they look weird.
Sounds like a good Game Pass game.
Honestly, but I don't know. It was just like, what the fuck is this thing? And I was like, okay, it looks janky, but it was just like, it definitely looks interesting. And It looks different. Looks like you were creating. It was like an old toy that had like the ABCs on it, and you're throwing the tiles at him to kill him, but it's throwing like an A at him, then a B at him, then a C at him, and it's like a little weirdo stuff
I
like
can
that.
get behind that. That sounds cool.
Yeah, it just looks like it had a lot
That
of
sounds
character. All right, that's it on my list. So I'm gonna see if I can look this other thing up. I was thinking about a minute ago.
All right. Well, we hit most of them.
I'm gonna say I'm sure we have some overlap here.
Yeah, we hit most of them. The one thing from the I just thought of that I don't have here, but from the Xbox Extended Edition, High on Life is getting an expansion. High on Knife.
You love the knife.
I pumped. That game was great. So I will be. I'm assuming that expansion is not going to be part of Game Pass, but I will most likely buy that.
One of those things where the base game gave you enough entertainment that they can have your money.
100%.
I bought Vampire Survivors and all the DLC. It's also like $5. So.
Yeah. So super pumped for that. And then the other thing too is that Sea of Skies, that turn-based RPG from the company that made The Messenger. But now they're making pixelated, like Chrono Trigger kind of.
Sea of Stars?
Or Sea of Stars. Thank you. I'm sorry. Thank you. Sea of Stars. Day one of Game Pass, which is awesome. Which is funny because for the longest time they didn't even have it announced on Game, and that was coming to Xbox, and they announced it like a couple months ago that it was coming to Xbox. Now day one on Game Pass, so that's awesome for that. So my other two things, we got a trailer for Like a Dragon Gaiden, The Man Who Erased His Name, and is coming November 9th. So this is going to be more of the brawler style, but it's basically. I know. For you guys, I know. But this is it's Kiryu basically after 6 and before 8. Because he's gonna show up at 8. So with that weird ass hairstyle. But he still looks normal in this one. So I'm curious. So we're gonna find out what goes on there.
We're gonna learn about his hair.
We're gonna learn about his hair in that aspect. But also too, I don't know. When they were showing it off, it kind of almost looked a little more Dynasty Warriors-ish. There was a lot of people on the screen at times and stuff like that.
Seemed to be. I was gonna say that too. Like I'm not as into it as I'm not into like the Yakuza series.
Yeah,
but I don't remember seeing that many.
No,
guys on the
like
screen.
there's sometimes you get a group of people, but like that seemed like quite a bit of people out there. So I'm kind of curious to see a little bit more on that. I'm excited because it's only $50. I am also disappointed because it is digital only in the US. Which is very upsetting.
Same thing with Alan Wake 2, by the way.
Yeah. But Alan Wake
we talked about that last time.
We did?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
That was announced after they showed it at the Sony presentation.
Yeah. You're right.
But so that makes me upset because Asia is getting with English subtitles and everything. But of course, they're not getting an Xbox physical. They're getting just PlayStation. But very disappointing about that. But that's okay. I guess I'll just have to use my Microsoft reward points to get that one.
Oh darn!
Oh darn! Which I'm already halfway to $100 again. So
I'm actually over $100 right
now.
I'm sitting on it.
Nice. And last but not least, I'm shocked Art did not bring. I thought Art was going to bring this up, but he did not.
Yeah, I forgot about it. What is it?
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Oh yeah, I mean,
we got a brand new trailer for Rebirth. This game's gonna be fucking huge. It's gonna be massive. Coming on 2 discs.
So okay,
PS5.
so
early 2024.
Yeah, they made a point to stress this whole 2-disc thing. Yeah. And I'm of two minds on this. One, who gives a shit?
People who play the original Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, right.
I don't care. Two, it might be a good thing because it might mean the game is actually on the discs.
Yes.
Didn't they just do something else? Didn't they just release another game like Square Enix where they're talking about like everything's on the disc? Are they talking about 16? Where it's like everything's on the disc, like no day one patch.
Yes, 16.
Okay, that might be
as of right now. There is
no day one patch is a lie.
No day one patch. Everything is printed on the disc.
So that might be their new thing.
I believe them that everything will be printed on the disc at the time they go gold and send it to production. There's going to be a day one patch. Every game has a fucking day one patch.
Hey, we'll see. I'm sure. Octopath Traveler 2 did not have a day one patch.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was all.
Was that on 2 discs?
Huh?
It's on 2 discs. Oh.
It's 2D. It's a 2D HD, so
it's 8 packs.
That can fit on one disc. But the trailer was gorgeous.
Yeah.
We are hitting lots of areas. Like there's the open world. The open world is kind of there.
Yeah, I mean that kind of makes sense because where you left off after 1 is where the game goes into the open world.
Exactly. The Chocobos, that's awesome. Everyone riding on Chocobos, that was awesome. You got a little glimpse of the Highwind, which was cool.
I didn't watch the trailer. Maybe I need to. Have they shown the Golden Saucer yet?
No, they did not.
I want to go gamble.
I kind of don't want them to show that. I want that to be a surprise. Like when I go into the game for the first time, I want to see that. I
mean, okay, so they don't need to show because in the original game it was like a big presentation piece when you're rolling into there.
It was crazy, yeah.
So, but like, just tell me it's there.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Just make a mention that we're going there at some point. That'd be great.
I mean, I don't. Based off of my experience with part 1, I don't need to see a trailer for part 2.
Oh, I know, I hear you. It just gets you excited. It's just one of those gets you excited.
It's one of those things like I don't need to see a trailer. Tell me the release date is whenever. I'm going to buy it when it comes out.
Yeah, so early 2024, which no surprise, because they always said next winter. No, they said next winter. Yeah. Winter means November through March.
Yeah, I'm sorry you don't know what I don't know. You don't know what the calendar is. I'm sorry, that's not my fault.
Right. I think they got mad because Crisis Core when they said this winter was December and they just assumed. But
I stand by my statement.
Yeah, no, I agree. But it was great. They showed off, some more Yuffie gameplay. So we got to see Red. We got to see Red in action, which was awesome. Talking. We got to see him actually in the combat, which was great. We got to see team attacks, which was cool. And then the whole, the cliffhanger at the end just makes it feel like, all right, what are they doing with that timeline in this one? I thought I saw you die. So who are you?
Yeah.
Sephiroth saying that means
they're Doctor Strange in it.
My God. Well, that means I don't have to relive, Aerith's death. Maybe that's okay.
It's fine.
Because I don't know if I can handle it.
I mean,
now in this style, I don't know if I can handle it in this style.
It's so pretty in 3D.
That's kind of a huge part of the story. You're going to retcon out of there if you choose to go that direction.
100%. No, I agree. But it's one of those things where I have faith in whatever they decide to do with this. Because if I want the original story, I can go play the original game. That's my kind of philosophy. I understand it's the remake, but at the same time, I think from the first one, you could tell they already kind of gotten off that path anyways. From some of the stuff in that first game.
Yeah.
With the time with some of that timeline stuff and that Sephiroth battle at the end and all that kind of stuff. So we're forever. It's been out long enough. This is your own fault. We've told you many times to play this.
Shit. I'm pretty sure I talked about it when we did the Game of the Year stuff.
I do not. I genuinely do not care. I have been warming up to playing the game.
Just play it.
But I don't know.
Just play it.
You really should. You really should.
I got shit to do. But okay, speaking of shit to do.
Summer, what do you have to do?
All right. September 6th, Starfield. September 19th, Mortal Kombat 1. September 19th, Lies of P. September 21st, Payday 3. September 26th, Cyberpunk, Phantom Liberty. 10/10, Forza Motorsport. 10/12, Assassin's Creed Mirage. 10/17, Alan Wake 2. 10/20, Spider-Man 2.
Pause. Sony, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Alone in the Dark, October 25th. That's my last one.
The Summer Games Fest.
Okay, just all through all that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
So last thing about the showcases. Summer Games Fest showcase. They show off Spider-Man again. They announced the release date. Sony has had their event 2 weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago. Why would you leave the release date for somebody else's show?
That's weird. That's weird.
All right, my thought is that they had an agreement with Keighley to show something on stage, and whatever they were supposed to show wasn't ready, so they took the date out of their thing and put it on Keighley's stage to have something there. That's because they were announced as being part of Summer Games Fest.
Yeah.
A long time ago.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. That's the only way that makes any sense to me.
What I could have seen, what you could have done is like you could have announced the date at your own showcase, right? And then instead of being in a blog post of like showing off the different versions that you can pre-order, that's what you could have showed. You could have showed off the statue and all that kind of stuff. Like, I mean, that would have been like, hey, and you can pre-order this 1 week from today or whatever.
Or even like at the Sony showcase, announce the release date, show 3 minutes of gameplay, extended gameplay at Summer Games Fest available. Yeah. And you either give them a different slice of gameplay and say you can go watch this 12-minute clip, or something else. But I don't understand how you take that bit of information that obviously everybody was wondering about at the end of your own showcase and put it off on somebody else's showcase.
I don't know. No, I agree. It was weird.
It was weird. It's so odd. Well, and then the interview was kind of awkward too, even with the developer from Insomniac. That was a really awkward interview.
He was actually usually a good interview, because I remember when the first Spider-Man came around. I agree. That guy, he was a very good interview.
I agree. I don't know. That something seems very.
That's what I'm saying. Like something. The whole thing doesn't seem like it was
weird.
On schedule.
It was really weird.
So,
well, not as weird as the Marvel Snap guy.
No, I did not watch that piece of it. So yeah, I mean, honestly, geez, that's so many games,
dude. Like it's insane. And then the stuff we don't have dates for it, but the stuff we already know about 2024 too.
Well, the stuff coming up between now and when I started talking about those dates.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. This is crazy.
It's really crazy.
Because then after where you ended at October, well, then we get Like a Dragon Gaiden, November 9th. Like, there's still some November games in there too.
Yeah, I was doing a 2-month period.
Oh yeah,
all out in time for the holiday shopping season.
Oh, of course. But like
plus all those September ones, that gives them enough time to come out, get whatever sales they get at launch, and then do a discount for holiday sales and get more sales.
Oh yeah, I know. I gotta figure that out. What I'm gonna buy.
Figure out what you're gonna target for Black Friday.
Yeah. Well, I already know Resident Evil 4. That's Black Friday, 100%. I've not bought it yet, but that'll be my.
Especially with the VR.
Oh, exactly. I mean, I'm getting it. It's hands down getting it. But that's the trend with Resident Evil. Comes out early, $20. Like, or
For real.
or even if it's 30, I don't care. Like, I'll pick it up. Like Black Friday, that's like I'll say right now, my two that I'm very much eyeing for Black Friday is that and Dead Island 2. Because everyone just says it's a blast. It looks great. It's so much fun. I just don't want to spend $70 on that. So like that those are the two games right now that are my Black Friday eyes on.
Oof, man, yeah, it's. I said it was highs and lows. Like Capcom didn't show too much.
Bad.
I mean, I thought Ubisoft was also up and down. It just shows, like, we talked about the Avatar game. I thought that was interesting, but like a bunch of stuff I don't know. And the Mirage looked cool, but some of that stuff I don't give a shit about.
I was very disappointed with their showing of Assassin's Creed VR. It was just that CG.
Yeah,
but then afterwards they released a website with like screenshots from the actual game and everything. And I'm like, just show the gameplay. Like it's coming out this holiday, and you've been working on it forever, and you didn't show me a gameplay trailer. Like, come on!
And it looks just like a vomit generator. Like, I don't know how. How can you be jumping around town?
It's a dietary aid, okay?
Yeah. Supposedly, some from the VR community, there's some people that have played it that they got like a glimpse at it, and they say it is ridiculously amazing.
All right.
But
Hey.
I said, until I see something or play it for myself, I don't believe shit.
Okay.
But no, overall, but yeah, no, Xbox, you killed it.
Yeah, they
absolutely killed
They
it.
were
I
definitely
love it.
the
love it.
crown jewel of the Summer Games Fest.
I mean, I thought Summer Game Fest as a whole wasn't terrible. Like, the actual Summer Game Fest event, like on that Thursday.
Yeah, but I agree. I thought that Thursday it was a little. I thought it was fine, but I mean, like I said, I mean, it showed
It's
me
a typical filler crap in the middle, like, you know, and stuff
you
like
got to pay
that.
the bills.
Yeah, exactly. I get it. But just the fact that, like, you know, like they had some of that stuff at the beginning, you know, the whole like, hey, well, we're not gonna make you wait. We've been advertising Mortal Kombat 1 for 2-3 weeks. So here you go, right? Like almost right
so
away.
good.
Nick Cage showing up, that was great.
Yeah,
That was hilarious. I don't know which one was more awkward, him or Keanu.
I mean, you just found two really weird guys and put them up on stage.
Can you give me a game with both of them? Like
Oh
that would be
my God.
amazing. That'd be like the best game ever.
But like this did like I did enjoy like this was a week long thing, just like E3 used to feel, and I enjoy Summer Games Fest in its current state. I hope they don't change anything else. I hope more people end up showing up. I hope they end up getting Nintendo in this week. I hope they end up getting PlayStation in this week, and like I hope it ends up being like a full thing like it used to be, where everyone shows up. On top of just like the weirdo indies and stuff I love along the way too.
I think they did a better job this year of like condensing it down to a smaller time frame.
You remember the calendar I set up for us last year?
Oh my
It
God.
was like 2 months long.
Oh my God. It was stupid.
It just
was
happened
so
to be
dumb.
a really bad week for me.
Oh.
We can discuss more later up here, but
Okay.
work was not good this week.
So
Normally, where I'd have time during the day to sit there and like at least have it on another screen and listen.
Yeah.
That
No, that sucks. But yeah, no, this was the most E3 feeling E3 week in a long time.
oh yeah.
Like in a really long time. And it was great. It was awesome. And like, and now, you know, now I got to stay up after this and watch what they showed off for Yakuza and stuff. I forgot that was on tonight.
That's why I've been checking my phone the whole time because Wario 64 was like doing like a recap.
Sure.
They just showed the 2 games.
Oh, that was it? Okay.
Yeah,
but more, like, do they show more, like, actually gameplay or whatever?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Well, let's watch it.
They also announced another event for later in the fall, I think.
Oh, of course they did.
Just focusing on those 2 games again.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
Oh,
Awesome.
so much.
Awesome.
Well, there's another long one. We only do long episodes nowadays.
That was long. Stakes have to jump in the middle and edit out some nonsense when we were trying to figure out if there was problems.
Yeah, that'll be fine. I paused it and it picked up right when I got it going, so I think we'll be okay. I'll double check, but I think we'll be all right.
Well, maybe you'll hear this and maybe you won't. Either way,
You'll probably hear this. You might hear a bunch of stuff in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe some awkward stuff. That's right.
Either way, we'll see you next time, Stickheads.